perfect. He's a power puncher. The kid got dynamite in his hands, and he showed his power.
That quickly, that early. Good stoppage by the referee.
The fighters are ready. The boxing world is ready. Make some noise if you
Golden Boy Fight Night is on the air, live from the Fantasy Springs Resort Casino in Indio, California. Tonight's fight card is chock full of Golden Boy prospects with bright futures. The main event is all about the present, a 10-round battle between welterweights and SoCal fan favorite Alexis Rocha taking on unbeaten Santiago Dominguez from Ciudad, Obregon, Mexico. Before that, our co-main is the super featherweight going at it. San Antonio's Gregory Goyo Morales faces off with Javon Jigsaw Garnett from Cincinnati, Ohio in a 10-round fight. Also tonight, a 4-round super welterweight battle. The popular Grant Flores of Coachella takes on Juan Meza of East LA. Before that, El Niño Dorado, Jorge Chavez of Tijuana, takes on Rico El Tigre Kitani, who's from Japan, living in Mexico right now. And things get going. Indios, Brian Lua takes on Duo Olguin from Guadalajara in a 6-round lightweight bout. Fantasy Springs Resort Casino, home for Golden Boy Fight Night. We're inside the event center. It is going to be hot in here. With 115 outside, it's going to be hot inside that ring tonight. Alongside the Latin Snake, Sergio Mora, I'm Beto Duran. Thank you for joining us wherever you may be. Now, Golden Boy Fight Night is all about giving young prospects an opportunity to shine. It's also about giving fighters that have gone down an ability to climb back up. And tonight, Alexis Rocha is a man trying to get back to the big stage. Sergio, he was a contender at 147, a fight away from a world title. Got knocked out by Giovanni Santillan. Is he still a player at 147?
He's still a player, and he's still a contender because he went from being number 1 to now barely hanging out in the top 10, but he's still considered a contender. Now what we need to see is he needs to rebuild his confidence, and he needs to rebuild his swagger. You know, the creativity, the power punching. This is what made Alexis Rocha so special. The fact that he was a volume puncher from that southpaw stance. He brought power, he brought volume, but he brought confidence. If you don't have that confidence because you got knocked out, then you got it knocked out of you. You got to find it again. You got to rebuild it again. And that's the thing that we got with Frederick Lawson. All right, that was a give me. Now he's in there with a Mexican power punching machine who's undefeated, confident. But look, what we want to see is that Alexis Rocha. Does he still have that in his bag of tools? And that's what we're going to find out tonight. Does Alexis Rocha have his swag still?
He's 27 years old, is Alexis Rocha. His last fight you mentioned against Frederick Lawson, to get him back in there took a little bit longer than we expected, but he had to figure out, what am I doing with my career right now? All right, so Rashid Ellis, he got outboxed. Santillan got knocked out. Frederick Lawson, get his feet back underneath him. What do you want to see from him tonight?
Confidence. I want to see that old confidence back. The fact that he gets on the inside, not afraid of getting hit. The thing about Rocha is he's a volume puncher on the inside. He looks for uppercuts and right hooks and body shots. In order to do that, you're going to have to stand and fire. And you're in there with an unknown power punching, undefeated Mexican. You're going to get clipped. You're going to get touched. How is Rocha going to react? That's what I want to see.
His opponent tonight, Santiago Dominguez from Ciudad, Obregon. He's undefeated against lighter competition. They actually fought on the same card in March. Santiago asked him for a picture. He said, I knew one day we were going to have this fight. I didn't expect it to be this year. He's very confident because he's been asking for an opportunity to fight in the United States like this.
Yeah, the thing about these Mexicans, they wait for this phone call. I mean, he's undefeated. He has that record. He has that power. He's going to be TV friendly. And he was scouting his competition, Beto. Yeah. We're talking about it. They fought on the same card. They were looking at each other. They're sizing each other up. But what we see with Dominguez here is he's a big, strong power puncher, but he's excellent with the uppercuts. Anytime you're dealing with a rangy, tall power puncher and he's an uppercut puncher, it's sneaky. Those are the punches you don't see coming. Rocha is meant for that. I mean, he's tailor-made for that. He likes hunching down. So that's going to be a punch that Dominguez is going to be looking for. That and those vicious body shots. Anytime you have a tall power puncher that throws those uppercuts and goes back down to the body, as long as he does it responsibly, he's dangerous all the way.
We saw Summer on a Golden Boy Fight Night card in Costa Rica last year. So this is his third fight on Golden Boy. So they probably had an eye on him like, this is somebody that we could use at 147. Alexis Rocha, the main event tonight. For more on Alexis, let's go to the third member of our crew, the one and only Brandy Flores.
When Alexis Rocha was stopped by Giovanni Santillan, all the plans he had of contending for a world title came to a screeching halt. And after that loss, Rocha was not just upset, he felt depleted. And his longtime trainer, Hector Lopez, told me that it was really tough for him to see Rocha like that because he still believed in him. In fact, that night of that loss to Santillan, he said that he gathered the team and told them, this is the time where Rocha needs us the most. We have to pick him up. And they did, and the Rocha camp is now stronger than ever. And in a sport like boxing, it's not uncommon for fighters to part ways with their trainers, especially after taking a loss like that. But Rocha told me that he's sticking with this team because he feels the genuine support that they have for him, and he is determined to prove them right and climb his way back to the top.
All right, thank you, Brandy. She'll be filing ringside reports all night long. Our ring announcer for tonight is Mark Fratto. But before we get to Fratto, let's look at the tail of the tape for this one. Olguin, he's a veteran. He fights from 125 to 135. He's there all the time. Brian Lua, who was with Top Rank, now free agent, is going to try to see what he can do with Olguin. Lua, a heavy hitter, is the taller and bigger fighter tonight. All right, now let's get to the one and only Mark Fratto.
Good evening, fight fans here in Indio. It's time to get our first two fighters into the ring. Let's meet first on his way to the blue corner from Guadalajara, Jalisco, Mexico. Diul El Elegante Olguin.
Olguin, Guadalajara, Jalisco, Mexico. He is a veteran, and if you're a young prospect who's undefeated that fights for Golden Boy, you faced him. He shows up, Sergio, last minute notice, and he gives you a battle. But tonight he's fighting at 135, where he says he's not as comfortable, but whatever.
Doesn't matter with him. I mean, he has 61 fights. This is a true spoiler of a journeyman. Here's the thing, he has 38 losses, but he only got stopped 3 times. Yep. So he knows how to survive. He knows how to make it difficult. He knows how to keep it close. That's what you want to see with these young fighters who want to get tested. Against journeymen like this, how are they going to handle it, and are they going to pass the test?
And you saw that great graphic, 48-1, his last opponents. All right, Fratto, who's he fighting?
And now, his undefeated opponent making his way to the red corner, born and raised right here in Indio, California, Brian Lua.
26 years old, Brian Lua, born in Indio. So he has a lot of fans here, but he lives now in Madera, California, in the Central Valley, north of Fresno. Very confident young man. He was a highly touted amateur. Signed a Top Rank when he was a teenager. And last couple of years he had injuries, and he said just some things he had to take care of, and now he's a free agent looking for a new home.
I don't think it's going to be hard to find a home for Brian Lua. Charismatic, good looking, hell of a fighter. I'm really looking forward to watching this guy's fight because I think he has a bright future. Wherever he lands, Beto, wherever he lands, he has a bright future.
Our first fight tonight, Golden Boy Fight Night.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Fantasy Springs Resort Casino here in Indio, California. This is Golden Boy Fight Night, airing worldwide on DAZN. Our opening contest this evening is scheduled for 6 rounds in the lightweight division. Brought to you by Oscar de la Hoya's Golden Boy Promotions and presented by BetOnline. Odds for tonight's fights are brought to you by BetOnline and Wild Casino, America's most trusted casino online. Let's get wild. The judges scoring this contest are Carla Caiz, Jose Cobian, and Pat Russell. And controlling the action at the sound of the bell, the referee in charge is Ray Corona. Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner. He weighed in at an even and ready 130 pounds. As a professional, his record stands at 16 wins, 38 losses, 7 draws, 10 wins coming by way of knockout as he appears in his 62nd professional fight. He wears black with red and hails from Guadalajara, Jalisco, Mexico. Please welcome, Duel El Elegante Olguin. His opponent is undefeated and fighting out of the red corner. He weighed in at an even and ready 133 pounds. As a professional, his record stands at 9 victories, 0 defeats, 4 wins coming by way of knockout. He wears cream with black and hails from Indio, California. Now living, training, and fighting out of Madera. Ladies and gentlemen, the undefeated Brian Lua.
Good. The belt line is good. Aquí está bien. You want to touch gloves, do it now. God bless.
Ray Corona, the third man in the ring. We get ready to go. Duel Olguin, a veteran, against Brian Lua. Very, very talented Lua in the silver and black. Lua's been around. Big amateur background. He's fought everybody there you could think of. About Ryan and coming up in the Southern California scene. Was training with Robert Garcia for a while. Now he's with Hector Lopez, who's also going to be in the main event tonight with Alexis Rocha.
Now, studying Brian Lua, I really like what I'm watching here. I mean, you know, he's a hell of a body puncher, but look at how he slings his power, Beto. That's what I'm impressed with.
Yeah.
He punches through his opponents.
Yeah. Duel Olguin, a lot of respect for taking this fight, but I don't know how long we're going to go because he is really small in that ring against Lua, who is a strong 135.
Oh, strong fighter that punches through his target. And the thing about Olguin, yeah, he's a veteran. Yes, he's a journeyman. He knows how to survive. But there's a big, he's not even a power puncher, Lua. He's a precise pressure puncher. And those are the guys that actually give veterans, you know, older veterans a hard time.
Yeah, Lua had a first round KO on the Jose Ramirez card in Fresno at the end of April. That was 83 days ago. And he comes in looking like he double parked Sergio. He's trying to make this a quick one.
Yeah, he told us under 3 rounds is what he predicts. Lua thinks he's going to stop. A man that's only been stopped 3 times in 61 fights. I mean, that's high confidence there for Lua.
Yeah, it's just Duel is much smaller here tonight. And you can hear the thudding punches from Brian Lua immediately.
Yeah, man, I really like the body shots. Anytime I see a young fighter, you know, that doesn't have much experience, tall, that goes to the body, dissects the body like Lua does, there's a bright future there. And he does it on both sides with the left and the right hand. And he does it responsibly too, Beto. He bends those knees. So he's a tall fighter, but he knows how to fight small. He knows how to get small and fight in the inside responsibly.
And Olguin is here last minute like he always does. He gets called earlier in the week, and it's been hard to find opponents for Brian Lua because they know his amateur background, having fought Ryan Garcia and Devin Haney. They know about him, so it's guys like, hey, I'll take the call, and then, they don't call back.
Yeah, that's normally the case, and, you know, only with 9 fights, I like the way he looks. I mean, Brian Lua really looks like a well-rounded fighter. I mean, there's a lot of things, a lot of question marks still. Of course, you know, he's on the come-up, but so far, under 10 fights, he's well-rounded and ahead of the game. Look at it. See, that's what I'm talking about, Beto. When I'm watching this, man, the body shots. You know, a fighter like this at 20, you know, in his mid-20s with only 9 fights, shouldn't be digging that viciously to the body, and he does it with technique. You know?
Golden Boy Fight Night, first round winding down. Working our way towards the main event of Alexis Rocha and Santiago Dominguez.
Cierre moviéndote, moviéndote.
Solo Ochoa in the cut man, and Ruben Soto in there for Duelo game.
No pasa nada, es el primer round.
Nothing happened first round.
Manos arriba, la guardia está buena.
Get the hands up,
Si
good
te
guard.
vas a arrimar, no te arrimes sin pegar. Si lo tienes en distancia, tócalo, ¿ok? Si lo tienes dentro de distancia, hay que tocarlo, ¿ok?
You're in there in the distance.
Pues sienta bien. Counter you that, but just be careful, okay? Zero, okay? Keep backing them up, right? Just keep backing them up.
Keep backing him up. The instructions from Hector Lopez in the corner of Lua, and excellent instructions. It sounds simple, but when you're dealing with older veterans, 35-year-old veterans, you want to use those 35-year-old legs going backwards. You know, fighters aren't accustomed to going backwards like they are going forward. So good advice. Sounds simple, but for a young fighter, you want to engage your youth on older veterans.
Brian Lua was telling us that almost like he had fallen out of love with the sport of boxing, something he's been doing since the age of 11. He was working construction, Sergio, and he just thought he was done.
You know, every fighter that has taken boxing serious has done a number of jobs. You know, it's just never taken every job serious. It's boxing you want to succeed in.
As you were saying, the business side, the politics side, but we didn't get too many details about that. Just left him wanting more. Father of two with one on the way. And then watching his contemporaries like Devin Haney and Ryan and Teofimo on the rise. It's like, well, wait a minute, I used to be with these guys. How come not me?
Now, you know, interviewing him, the first question I had of him is, what was his ethnic background? You know, with a last name like Lua, he looks
the curls.
He looks ethnic. He reminds me of myself a lot. You know, he was a barber, a construction worker, a boxer. I did all three of those things, and a lot of people, you know, look at me and don't think I'm Mexican either. But Mexican and a hell of a fighter.
A lot of, like I said, I've heard him for a while, and he was on those top-ranked shows. And then he went away. Had hand issues, knuckle issues. Kept him sidelined for a while. Looks like he found the home now with Hector Lopez, their second fight together. Training in Orange County. And he's having his way right now with Olguin.
See,
body shot again.
Body shot. You could tell how Olguin, he didn't like that body shot, and that's how he's going to stop him. If he gets this stoppage under 3 rounds like he predicted, it's going to be because of the body, Beto.
Yeah. Olguin doesn't have the power behind any, especially at 135. So, and he gets cracked with the left.
Oh, that
Lua
left
is attacking. More body work from Brian Lua.
That left hook shook Olguin. It was a grazing left hook right on top of the head. That buckled the knees of Olguin, and then right back to the body goes Brian Lua, not ignoring the body. Love seeing that from a young fighter. Now turning southpaw, that's another thing he does real effortlessly. You know, he goes southpaw, he squares up, he goes orthodox, and he's dangerous from both.
Southpaw stands for Lua. As we approach 10 seconds to go in the second round, scheduled for 6.
La campana, the bell, gentlemen.
Ray Corona giving him instructions in Spanish, and watch out for the bell. Lua with bad intentions there. And Olguin lands a quick left hook.
Time!
Las Vegas, the Sphere, and that's where you will see undefeated knockout artist Virgil Ortiz. He'll be at Mandalay Bay. He's back in action later this summer when he takes on the Ukraine's Turkey Wakachuk. Ortiz has won all 21 of his fights by way of knockout, and he'll be looking to extend his impressive streak in Vegas, Saturday, August 10th. You been to the Sphere?
I have. I watched the YouTube concert there. It was unbelievable. It really was a visual experience.
I can only imagine what kind of show is going to be. And right now, Brian Lua giving us a show.
Yeah, he's giving us a show. But you know, when you're dealing with a veteran like Olguin, he still looks for those little shots and left hooks like that and overhand rights. Hey, they're too far in between, but they are landing cleanly on Lua.
It's coming out of his ear. Is that just in his ear or right here?
No, that's just right there.
Okay.
Dr. Tariq
Time
Khan says everything's fine.
This is the round that Brian Lua predicted he was going to stop. A tough man and a journeyman like Olguin. Let's see if he can keep his word and his prediction.
You know, I saw Lua fight in Fresno. It was a quick one round. I liked his approach. I liked his style. And I was really impressed with the way he handled himself yesterday. You can sense that he's matured now. Father of two.
Well, I mean, I didn't know him as a young man. I don't know other than maturity, but I really like the fighter meetings. I like talking to him. Smart guy. He had a little charismatic gleam in his eye, you know, when he talked about boxing and other things. But I like to judge, you know, I like to judge boxers on their fighting ability, and I like what I see so far.
Yeah, he had the fighter meeting also with Jorge Chavez, his stablemate. We'll see Chavez later on the night, and I was asking him, are you guys, like, Chavez, do you want to be the main event? And Chavez, like, you know, in time, and Lua jumped in, he's like, I'm ready to be the main event. So he has that swagger about him.
Yeah, he does. But he still has to climb the ladder little by little. But so far, like I said earlier, he's ahead of the game. I like what I see. He has veteran tactics. You know, he stays calm under pressure, like he did right there. You know, not overly getting defensive, not jumping back too far, staying in the pocket like he did right there. Those are things that you like to see in young fighters under 10 fights. You know, he's not jittery. Very patient with his power, and he dissects opponents like that with body shots like that. That body shot hurt Olguin right there.
Absolutely. Oh. So did that one. Digging and ripping to the body of Brian Lua. Man, Olguin is tough absorbing those shots.
I'm telling you, man, Olguin's a goods. Here's the thing, Olguin has been in there with 61 opponents, and I mean, he's only been stopped 3 times, so we know he's a goods. But if a fighter like Lua, who's digging down to the body like that, can't stop him, you gotta give Olguin some credit. I mean, he's taking this fight on short notice. Yep. This is the reason we're still watching him. Still gets the calls.
He's the pros pro, the kind of guys you need to test him. And we mentioned Jorge Chavez is going to be fighting in a couple of fights from now. Olguin dropped him. Olguin will come in and surprisingly drop you. He'll lose the fight, but he'll keep you on your toes, and you got to be careful with him. But right now it's Brian Lua having his way with dual Olguin. As expected, as Lua just needs rounds. Before that fight with in April, he had been inactive for almost 3 years. So he's getting his way back.
And the thing about Olguin, he knows how to keep fights close. You know, he looks at his record. You know, 16 wins, 38 losses. Okay, but in his last 14 fights, 7 of those losses have been split decisions or majority decision losses. So he knows how to keep it close.
And make you frustrated.
Right.
But right now, it's all Brian Lua through 3.
Time!
Coming up, Jorge Chavez after this. Chavez takes on Rico Kitani. Chavez is living in the same house as Brian Lua, the camp house in Orange County, saying that Lua motivates him. That's still to come here on Golden Boy Fight Night. The undefeated Niño de Oro from Tijuana is 11-0, Jorge Chavez. Good card here tonight. Good card here tonight. More Brian Lua highlights, Sergio.
And Lua from that southpaw stance coming with that straight left hand. And credit to Olguin. I mean, those are solid punchers. I mean, solid punches being landed by a tall, rangy, good puncher. And Olguin's taking those shots, eating them up, coming right back with a left hand of his own. Well, the prediction that Brian Lua made is out the window. We'll see if he can still keep chopping away at the veteran Olguin and still get this stoppage like he predicted.
This is a lot of young fighters do. They see Olguin's record and they're like, oh, this is easy work here. And Lua is in control, but it's going to be a tough out to take out Olguin. He knows how to survive.
He knows how to survive and he knows how to fight. Beto, that's the thing. Olguin knows how to fight. You got to give him his respect. I like that fact that Lua was going down to the body and hurting Olguin to the body, but he needs to go right back up there.
He's kind of away from the body a little bit, huh?
Well, I mean, in this round so far, but he's having fun in there, like you said. He's getting rounds. He likes getting the rounds. He likes, fighting. He's not in danger. He's in control. So he's enjoying his lunch. You know, like we like to say.
What are they saying in the corner of Lua, Brandy Flores?
Well, just like Sergio said, they want him to work the body a little bit more, but also work more of his combinations and to stay calm and collected like how he is up there right now.
Combinations, Sergio.
Yeah, combinations, and as long as those combinations involve touching the body and then coming up with uppercuts and coming around the guard with left hooks, yeah, of course, become a volume puncher.
Lua, 26 years old. Again, almost taking 3 years off between fights. It says a lot for a young fighter because you want to have them active as he's thrown over 100 punches through 3 rounds as Lua. You want to be active when you're young.
Yeah, you do. I mean, but whenever you don't have a promoter, it's going to be hard to be active. Promoters aren't going to let go of those dates unless you're signed with them.
Yep.
So with a good showing here, hopefully he can get consistent and fight on more of these cards.
Uppercut, combinations, just like Brandy Flores is reporting. Attacking is Brian Lua. Wobbly is Duel Olguin. And he's got the warrior spirit. That might be dangerous for Olguin as he's absorbing punishment against the ropes. Lua stepping on it with less than a minute to go in the round.
Man, you got to give credit to Olguin. I mean, he's getting hurt by these punches, and he still comes back with looping shots, getting the respect of Lua. I mean, Lua can't just throw caution to the wind and start throwing combinations because he's getting caught in between by Olguin with chopping overhand rights.
Quality work for Brian Lua tonight in his 10th professional fight. Ripping to the shots. Olguin knows how to cover up, survive. As the final seconds of the 4th round. I didn't know we were going to get this far. And it's Brian Lua and Duel Olguin going at it. Man, he's tough. Ray Corona letting Olguin know we got 2 more.
Un round más, okay. Hey, he doesn't have much left, okay? He's already shaking his head now.
And
Okay.
Olguin's corner just asked for 1 more round.
Bully him a little bit this round. Push him forward. You're the bigger guy, right? See?
And there you see Lua trying to get that uppercut. That's what I really loved when I was watching tapes on Brian Lua, the uppercuts and the body shots. And look, you see it right there, coming from both hands. Nothing fancy with his footwork. That's not what you're going to expect with Lua. He's going to be right in front of you. He gets a little angle on you because he squares up, fighting orthodox and righty, but he's effective from both sides. Just really good volume punching and aggression from Brian Lua, but he's doing it responsibly.
Bully him, all right?
So Olguin's corner asked him if you got 1 more. Of course he's going to say yes.
And Olguin landed some good shots at the end of the round. I mean, probably some of his best work in that last round.
A lot of punishment, though, he took.
Oh, there's an angle. There's an angle from Brian Lua. If I start seeing angles from this guy, I mean, wow.
Attacking is Brian Lua. Olguin in the corner, trying to get away, and Lua won't let him.
I didn't see this before in Lua. I love the fact that he has swift feet, and he can do it from both stances. Right there, he did it sneaky with going southpaw and going orthodox. Not ignoring the body, but still angling, getting that angle.
And Olguin is tough. Could it be too tough for his own good tonight?
Flanking opponents is what you do. You flank them from the side. Any opponent can block when you're in front of them, but once you get that angle, they're not accustomed to getting hit or being a tank from that angle, like you see right there. It's a swift little, turn to the left side of Olguin.
Olguin is rubber tough, man. $2 steak, as old cliches the old timers would say. He'll keep on coming. So how does Lua finish him, Serge?
I don't think he's gonna be able to finish him. I'll be honest with you. And if he does finish him, it's gonna be with touch, power. You gotta hide and disguise where the power's gonna come from. You're not gonna scare Olguin with power punches, 5-6 power punches. You gotta touch him, pop here, surprise him in the body, and come. You gotta hide your power when it comes to veterans.
And every now and then, Olguin will sneak in a shot. Not much power behind it, but he'll sneak it in to let you know he's still there.
Yeah, you ain't gonna take out a fighter like Olguin with 1 shot unless you have devastating power, and Lua doesn't have that devastating power. He has explosive hands, but it's not devastating power, so it's gonna be accumulation to stop Olguin.
Oh, good right hook from Lua. wearing it as Olguin. I don't know how he took that shot.
And he came right back.
And there's that left.
And he came right back with the right, overhand right of his own.
There's a lot of punishment now. And Ray Corona saying throw something. The corner has jumped in and it's over. It is over. The corner of Olguin stops it. Brian Lua gets a 5th round stoppage on Golden Boy Fight Night.
There you go. It was an accumulation. It was combinations. And it was footwork. That's the thing. Brian Lua was not only standing in front of a veteran, he was using his feet, getting angles, and flanking him. That's how he was able to get the stoppage on a tough veteran of 61 fights.
2:03 of the 5th round for Brian Lua, his 5th stoppage, and he improves to 10-0. And Duel Olguin, again, respect to that man who fights every month all over the world. He did not go down, but got stopped. And Brian Lua, I like what I see, Sergio Mora.
No. I love what I see.
Okay, my bad.
I love what I see, Beto, because I saw footwork from this man. I mean, he's a tall, you know, there's little flashes of Kelly Pavlik in there, but Pavlik has devastating power. Lua doesn't have that devastating power, but he has that lanky, rangy power, and he throws a combinations similar as Pavlik, the uppercuts, the body shots. Lua's gonna be an accumulation pressure puncher, and if he can get some footwork, he's gonna be dangerous to stop. Quick hands, smart combination punching, doesn't smother his attack. That's another thing he didn't do here. He kept his range. When you have tall, lanky power and tall, lanky punches, you don't want to smother that power. Just nice work, really nice work.
Our first fight of the night is done. Let's hear from Mark Fratto.
Ladies and gentlemen, based on information provided by the blue corner, the referee in charge, Ray Corona, calls for a halt to this contest. Your official time, 2 minutes, 3 seconds in round number 5. Your winner by knockout and still undefeated from right here in Indio, Brian Lua.
And there you see, picking up the kid. Brian Lua, a special moment for him. Now 10-0. He looked good. Sergio Mora said you love what you see. Let's look at some highlights of Brian Lua's 10th professional victory against Duel Olguin.
Look, this is what I mean. Those body shots, wicked body shots from a tall puncher, but he bends his knee. Notice how he got smaller. He doesn't keep his chin in the air. That's maturity from a tall, lanky, rangy puncher. I like seeing that with young fighters. Not smothering his attacks, stepping back for a veteran not to smother him. Love seeing that. Look, right there, he turns southpaw. Gets responsible, slinging his power, slinging his punches. Beautiful shots. Coming up from the bottom. There, he knew the power was going to stop him, so he relies on volume now and speed. And that's what ended up getting the stoppage by Ray Corona. It wasn't the power, it wasn't the explosiveness, it was the accumulation and the speed. That's what ended up getting the stoppage, and that's a good win and a good notch on his belt.
So good victory for Duel Olguin, who's only stopped for the 4th time in his career. As Adam Abramovich says on Twitter, excellent boxing writer, few stopped Duel Olguin, and Lua just did that tonight. So I like what I see from Brian Lua. He gets us going here at Golden Boy Fight Night in Indio, California. All right, our card, the main event, Alexis Rocha against Santiago Dominguez. Coming up next, it's Jorge Chavez against Japan's Riku Kitani.
Anthony Joshua, Francis Ngannou.
It is Godzilla against King Kong. What happens when you hit Francis Ngannou and he doesn't move?
What they're doing here is taking boxing to the highest stratosphere.
It almost seems like we're living in a bit of a fantasy world.
Mike Perry has dominated the world of bare-knuckle boxing and become an MMA icon, known for his KO power and his formidable chin. He's caused chaos in and out of the ring. Jake may have fought MMA stars before, but none with the power and grit like Platinum Mike Perry.
I think for Jake Paul to be successful on July 20th, he needs to make sure that he doesn't get into a dogfight with Mike Perry. Don't clinch with him. And I know he's the bigger guy, but this is where Mike Perry thrives. He wants to make it dirty. Jake needs to stay away from all of that, in my opinion. He needs to fight on the outside. He needs to use his jab. He needs to use his reach. He needs to use his speed. He needs to try to outbox Mike Perry.
I say 7th round, I'll knock him out. Put him down on a knee, get the ref to step in, I'm gonna be all over him. I mean, with them 10-ounce gloves, I'm cracking. I put some weight on, I'm hitting really hard. I know he gonna be hitting hard, but I think I'm more technical. I think I got more swag. I think I'm from the streets, and I think he ain't.
Mike Perry needs to make this as close to a bare knuckle fight as possible, as close to an MMA fight as possible.
With the bare knuckle, you know, it's really interesting to hit people without gloves, and I think me and Jake are fighting with 10-ounce gloves, and I got a mean punch. It's like carrying a couple of shotguns on my hands, because I got a mean punch with those 10-ounce gloves. So I know he's gonna hit me good, and I might like it, and I'm gonna hit him back, and he ain't gonna like it.
With Mike Perry's unpredictable style, anything is possible.
I hope they wrap his hand real nice. I'm still playing. I mean, I did this to my hands yesterday with the big old wrap and pad and 10-ounce gloves on, and I think that's a pretty good spot. I think that's what we're aiming for. So, you know, I'm gonna be on my toes in there.
Can't wait for that one. Plenty of hard-hitting action coming your way on DAZN. A stacked Riyadh season card, August 3rd in LA. Bud Crawford takes on Israel Madrimov for the WBA and WBO interim World Super Welterweight titles. And then you go to Wembley in London, a huge showdown. Anthony Joshua, Daniel Dubois, Saturday, September 21st, available worldwide on DAZN. Our main event is here. That is Alexis Rocha. Shaking hands with some of the guys in his stable, the SOA boxing crew, TKO Boxing in Orange County. Alexis Rocha, our main event here at Golden Boy Fight Night. 24-2, trying to get back to the contender status in the welterweight division. His opponent, undefeated from Ciudad, Obregon, Sonora, Mexico, 27-0. 20 of those via KO. Summer Dominguez, given name is Santiago. Everybody calls him Summer. Looking for the big upsets. Very confident in his abilities. That's still to come in our main event tonight from Indio, California. It was 1:15 at the pool. That's why nobody's there. And tonight's second bout, the tail of the tape, is an interesting one as Jorge Chavez, undefeated, takes on Japan's Riku Kitani, who's a little bit taller, yet has a height reach disadvantage. Mark Frado, let's go.
Fight fans, please welcome as he makes his way to the blue corner from Mexico City, Mexico, Riku El Tigre Kitani.
That's right. El Tigre. Coming out to Eye of the Tiger, making his U.S. debut, enjoying the moment And you heard Mark Prado say from Mexico City, yes, where he's been living for the last 3 years as a professional, originally from Osaka, Japan, Rico El Tigre Kitani. 10 pro fights. So when he left his native Japan to get to Mexico to train because he liked the Mexico fighter style.
And he said he likes living in Mexico better than Japan, and this man speaks better Spanish than me, Beto Duran.
Me and you combined, bro. We got C's in Spanish.
I was really impressed with his Spanish, and I asked him, how did he pick up the language? I thought he was going to say school or TV. No, he got a Mexican girlfriend, he said. So, yeah, credit to Kitani and his Spanish. Very tough man, and yeah.
And now his
style.
undefeated opponent makes his way to the red corner from Tijuana, Mexico, Jorge El Niño Dorado Chavez.
Enjoying the moment, the 24-year-old Jorge Chavez, the epitome of a border kid. Born in Tijuana, grew up in San Diego, go back and forth, working on getting his U.S. citizenship. Went to high school in San Diego, and now as a pro, he's 11-0, 8 KOs, training with Hector Lopez. All of his fights have been on a Golden Boy promoted card, recently signed with Golden Boy Promotions, so he had to earn that Golden Boy contract. He's in the featherweight division. Let's see what he's all about tonight.
Ladies and gentlemen, the action continues from the center of the ring here at Fantasy Springs Resort Casino in Indio, California. This is Golden Boy Fight Night, airing worldwide on DAZN. Our next contest is scheduled for 6 rounds in the featherweight division. Brought to you by Oscar de la Hoya's Golden Boy Promotions and presented by BetOnline. Odds for tonight's fights are brought to you by BetOnline and Wild Casino, America's most trusted online casino. Let's get wild. The judges scoring this contest are Carla Caiz, Pat Russell, and Fernando Villarreal. And controlling the action at the sound of the bell, the referee in charge is Ray Amendares. Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner. He weighed in at 125 1/4 pounds. As a professional, his record stands with 8 victories against 2 defeats, 3 wins coming by way of knockout. He wears gold trimmed with blue and hails from Mexico City, Distrito Federal, Mexico. Please welcome Rico El Tigre Kitani. His opponent is undefeated and fighting out of the red corner. He weighed in at 125 3/4 pounds. As a professional, his record is perfect. 11 bouts, 11 victories, 8 wins coming by way of knockout. He wears black with gold and hails from Tijuana, Mexico. Ladies and gentlemen, Jorge El Niño Dorado Chavez.
Yeah. Jorge, from here on up is good for you. De aquí para arriba está bien para ti. Ya te di indicaciones en el vestidor. I gave you instructions in the dressing room. Espero una pelea limpia. I want a clean fight. Touch them up. Choquen guantes. Ya su esquinas. Back to you, corners.
Mark, we good?
Ray Amendares, the third man in the ring. We're ready for our second bout of Golden Boy Fight Night. All the way live from Indio, California. This one's scheduled for 6 rounds in the featherweights. Thank you for joining us wherever you may be. That is Rico El Tigre Kitani. Both fighters wearing the white Cleto Reyes gloves, known as the puncher's glove. What will we get in this one? Jorge Chavez, 11-0 with the 8 KOs. He's starting to gain his man strength, that power.
I'll tell you what, Beto, I said I really liked what I saw in our last fight with Brian Lua, right? But studying these guys, I think Jorge Chavez was just a naturally better, solid prospect. But I loved what I see with Brian Lua. I'm excited to see what I'm gonna figure out here with Jorge Chavez, because a lot of raw talent, a lot of ability. Just a natural fighter. He has that natural instinct.
Chavez has been a pro for 2 years and 8 months. His last fight was against Olguin, who we just saw. That was in February. And he got dropped by Olguin, so that made him open up his eyes to you can never overlook anybody. A fight that he won easy, but he got dropped in the first round.
Yeah, and he wasn't in the best condition. He said Olguin went to 6 rounds, and that's why that stoppage of Lua was so impressive. But, Chavez needs to understand that, this game is not about just being the naturally skilled fighter. We know that he's a natural fighter. He's gifted. He flips that switch. He has that temperament, but he needs that discipline too if he wants to, take it far and become a champion.
So we know about Chavez, but Kitani is the first time in the United States. Brandy Flores, who is this guy?
Well, as you guys mentioned, he's from Osaka, Japan. He moved to Mexico City, Mexico, and he did not know any Spanish, did not know anyone, but his promoter told him, hey, if you want to be a good professional boxer, go to Mexico, train there, and that's exactly what he did. So he sacrificed everything, moving to an entirely different country, not knowing anything or anyone to pursue this dream.
And he gets hit with the left hook. Well, here's your dream, here's your opportunity. What are you going to do against Jorge Chavez?
That's the thing about Chavez. He has such an educated left hand. It could be a snappy jab, but he baits you in with that jab just to sweep you with that hook. That's probably his best punch. And you can see that Chavez landed against Kitani with that sweeping left hook. Kitani took it well. Ooh, good body shot by Kitani there.
I couldn't find much on him video-wise. And he said his one loss that was by a stoppage, he said, well, the referee wasn't going to give me anything. Didn't go down, the referee jumped in. And he's learned how to cuss in Spanish.
He did. We don't want to repeat it, but I was surprised.
Yeah, he said that one with the Mexico City flair too. Good opening round for Jorge Chavez.
It is, but Kitani holding his own. He actually got caught with the right hand, came right back with a sweeping left hook too. See, just like that. So anytime he's a reactive fighter, anytime he gets hit with something, he comes back with something.
Bien vivo, ponte vivo. Mira, él trae la mano aquí abajo.
You gotta stay awake, stay alive.
Ponte vivo, pero agárralo con derecha.
You gotta throw more right hands. Throw more right hands.
Tienes que estar llaveando, no lo
You gotta jab your way in though.
Sí, tu guardia arriba, siempre llaveando,
keep your guard up.
Cuando menos sienta a la derecha por aquí arriba.
And you gotta sit down on that right hand.
Pero hazlo.
You understand?
Por favor, hazlo. No te vayas a las cuerdas.
And please stay off the ropes.
Start here, his head comes up, and go for that second one, okay? Jab your way in the way. He's got a lot of nervous energy. Huh? Yeah, feign a little bit, so stop.
And here's this left hook that I love the educated left hand, like I said, of this man in Chavez. It can come in many directions. A jab, a body shot, or a sweeping left hook, just like we saw right there. And Beth, I don't know if you noticed, but they're speaking Spanish to the Japanese fighter, and speaking English to the Mexican fighter.
Yep.
Love this game.
Boxeo, as Doug Fisher would say, like, Doug, what language do you speak? I speak boxeo. You do it all.
There's a sweeping left hook again. Look, Kitani better be careful. He threw a right hand, but he didn't check himself. That sweeping left hook is so nice of Chavez.
And the Golden Boy Fight Night series that Oscar De La Hoya and President Eric Gomez came up with was about giving young fighters an opportunity during the middle of the week, get some exposure to fans and members of the media, and Chavez is one of the developments.
Yeah.
He's been fighting on this series for the last year. You get a good crowd, good exposure, you go through the pictures, you go through the fighter meetings, you go through everything, and what are you going to do to shine? And Chavez is really taking advantage, Sergio.
No, he is. And like I said, I really am excited to call his fights because he has a little bit of everything. He has athletic, he has power, he has speed, he has he's unconventional, but he does things with technique and responsible. So there's a lot of potential in this young man.
And that's what Hector Lopez, the trainer, says. A lot of potential, but it's about keeping the young man locked in the gym when he doesn't have a fight. Make sure that you're running the 4 miles, not 2.5.
Beto, you know, you've been in this game long enough. The more gifted you are, you know, with your fighting ability, the more you take it for granted. A lot of fighters, you know, that are so natural at fighting, you know, they're not the most responsible because it comes so easy to them. It's the fighters that work really hard that doesn't come natural for them. So it's a give and take.
And that's something that young fighters in all sports learn the hard way.
Ooh,
right hand from Chavez.
Oh, man, Kitani took that punch well.
I mean, good work from Chavez. But Sergio, follow up on that point. I mean, you're from East LA. You've seen so many talented fighters that just never made it because they had the wrong crew around them or the distractions.
No, you know, it's the outside life. You know, no matter how talented you are, you still got to have discipline. You got to still put the work in the gym. You know, you can be a C+ fighter, but train like an A+ fighter. And you're going to get farther than the guy that has a natural A+ skills. That's just the way it goes in any sport.
And one of the factors that helps the Chavez is the man we just saw earlier, Brian Lua, living in the camp house together, motivated him and telling him to stay locked in. Another excellent round for Jorge Chavez, El Niño Dorado from Tijuana.
And what I like about Chavez, when we talk to him, it's you know, he's taking his time. Of course he wants to shine. Of course he wants to show out. But he knows that he's a work in progress, but he's enjoying that progress and that process. And he doesn't want to rush, you know, to do anything. This is a young man that loves the development.
Tempo.
Coming up, Grant Flores, the 19-year-old who fought 3 weeks ago. They're keeping him active. He's quickly becoming a fan favorite, training with Joel Diaz, and he has a lot of power in those hands. 6'1", 151. A young man to keep an eye on.
Vamos, mijo.
All the way from Osaka, Japan, is El Trigue, Riku Kitani. He's got family watching him in Japan.
Ooh, nice right hand right there by Kitani.
His friends watching him in Mexico City. So saludos a toda la gente que nos está con nosotros esta noche en Ciudad de México. And konnichiwa.
There we go.
To the Kitani family.
Ooh, nice left hook there by Kitani. Kitani's having a nice run right here because now he's on the back foot and he's foot feinting a little bit more. So he's fighting better with his feet, not standing in front of Chavez. He's using more of the ring, so he needs to continue doing that and, of course, stay off those ropes. Kitani has a sneaky, quick jab. You know, if he can start peppering Chavez with that jab and not rely on the big punches, not rely on the hooks. The hooks can get a fighter, you know, closer and closer to you. Chavez has a better hook, so stick to what you do good if you're Kitani. Use that long jab, use your reach, use your range.
And Kitani staying active. As a young fighter, you want to be active. He fought 91 days ago. He got a 4th round stoppage. He's had good competition in the Mexico City club scene.
Both of them exchanging big right hands right there.
This is a good matchup. Good matchmaking for this one.
Yeah, it is. Well, you always get good matchmaking with Golden Boy. I mean, that's the thing, man. They always match them up tough, sink or swim, and that's why the fans love, you know, this progress of these young guys because you know they're going to get matched tough.
And Chavez, he wasn't the highly touted prospect. It took him a while to get that Golden Boy contract. He's had to earn it. And they're still making him work as you should. You're supposed to develop, get quality work, quality rounds, good body shot by the man in black.
Good body shot, and then he pulled back, which is something that's a no-no in boxing, but he did it slick against Kitani, who came back with a left hook of his own. You know, I would like to see Chavez, instead of pulling back like that, go forward, you know, and make yourself smaller.
And he just ate a right-handed, Chavez.
There you go. Because he's keeping his chin up in the air a little bit. That's what happens when you're so gifted with your ability. You know, you think you can get pulled back from everyone, but sometimes you're dealing with a fighter with longer reach that can catch you on, you know, backing up or pulling out. Believe it or not, Beto, you know, when you're in a fight, you're more safe if you go towards the fight, towards the fire, than when you pull out of it. Pull out of it, you're going to get burnt.
So if you move back,
you're going to be susceptible. You know, you're going to be susceptible to punches that are going to be winging punches. But if you get on the inside, you're going to be a little bit more safer. You know, you got to be a little more compact and, of course, watch your guard and mind your defense.
LaRonna Bell lets us know there's 10 seconds to go. LaRonna Galloway is her name, but the Midnight Bell, you're going to hear the hammer hit it, and we're done with the round. Jake Paul back in the ring tomorrow night in Tampa, Florida to take on bare knuckle sensation and former UFC vet Mike Perry. Some of the replays here, Sergio, what do you have?
Well, I like what I'm seeing from Chavez. You know, he's not loading up on these punches. You know, he's touching, he's trying to get a reaction from Kitani in order to counter the counter punch. But that's what I like so far. I like that body shot. You know, he touched him upstairs just to land that body shot downstairs. When you're dealing with a tall, lanky fighter, you want to touch the body. Dig the body to open up the shots up top.
Rico, cuatro, vámonos.
Fourth round.
I like those foot feints from Kitani. I said it the last round, but if you can continue doing those foot feints, you know, it's only a 6-round fight. You know, so use those foot feints, use that jab, stay moving laterally. And you're gonna give a tough fight to Chavez, you know.
Guys, stop.
CompuBox through 3. Punches thrown by Chavez, landed at 27%.
Got a headbutt, no cut on this side. No cut on this side either. ¿Todo bien? Bien? Rico? Bien? Vamos pues. Cuida con las cabezas.
All right, good thing there's no cut. We got the headbutt. So with Kitani, we asked, you know, we don't know anything about it. We just asked questions. Like, I would love to fight like Inoue. Wouldn't we all?
Yeah.
The Japanese fight culture is just fantastic. Supporting their fighters.
Kitani used to be in karate, and the only reason he transitioned to boxing is because he says in karate there's no professional game. So he wanted to fight in the professional ranks. So he flew to Mexico, and here we are.
A black belt in karate for El Tigre, who just eats a right hand from Jorge Chavez.
You ever try karate, Beto?
No.
Me neither.
Yeah, just a Karate Kid, bro. That's about it. The original one, though. Yeah, Chavez, the blue-collar guy, had his own car detail business when I met him. He was drive to your house, wash your car, clean it up, just trying to make ends meet any way you could.
Every boxer that is really good and takes boxing serious, they don't really get jobs because their job is boxing. You know, so whenever you're a teenager, you want to make some money, the side hustle, so you find things to start doing, you know. But then once you start getting in your 20s, you got to make a decision. Is boxing going to be a career or a part-time job?
Right hand, solid from Jorge Chavez. He had a huge social media following because he was on with Mr. Beast from YouTube. Did one of those contests. Here he is trying to make his way in the boxing world. He's loading up on his punches, Chavez, and Kitani's wearing them.
Now, believe it or not, Kitani's catching those shots. He's catching and countering nicely. That's why Chavez can't just throw more than 1 or 2 shots. Kitani's a sneaky, catch and counter type guy. Notice anytime he catches a punch with his glove, he comes right back. So if he touches left glove, you hit him with the left, he's going to come right back with a left punch. He catches and counters with the same shot. There it is right there. See, he can be sneaky off those punches. That's the reason Chavez has to be careful. You're losing this fight. You got to tighten up your defense.
¿Oíste?
All good, Doc. No cut, Mark, no cut.
Va. Sí. Acuérdate. Va siempre ya para las manos de él.
Remember, you got to keep throwing that jab.
A la cara.
La derecha. You got to punch at his gloves. Don't aim at the face. Punch at the gloves. Then you throw that big right hand.
Vaya.
Let's go.
5.
5th round.
Jorge.
Kitani jumps up and referee Ray Almandarias says chotomate, which means, just wait a moment right here. Calm down. He jumped off of that stool right away. Ruben Soto, the trainer for Kitani. Sal Ochoa, the cut man for the Japanese fighter.
And good advice in the corner of Kitani. They said don't aim at the face. I know that sounds weird. Aim at the gloves. I like that because you're just touching and touching the gloves in order to get your opponent comfortable to the touch, and then you penetrate through with that big right hand. So it's basically hiding your power. You don't want to throw the power shots at the gloves. You want to touch the gloves and then come around with the power.
I love working with you, man. I always learn something. Really do. Here's our second bout tonight, Golden Boy Fight Night. Beto Duran, Sergio Mora, working our way towards the main event, which is Alexis Rocha and Summer Dominguez. We still got Grant Flores and El Goyo, Gregory Morales, to come here tonight on Golden Boy Fight Night.
Stop! I got you. Aquí está. Vamos.
You know what, Chavez? Everything I like everything I'm seeing from Chavez. The only thing that he's neglecting is the jab, which is the most important punch in boxing. You know, I think a jab to the long torso of Kitani. I know it sounds boring, jabbing at the body and the chest, but that's what he needs right here to back up Kitani. Jabbing at the belly, jabbing at the chest. That's going to open up more, offense.
But boring is fundamentally solid and it gets the job done.
Hey, look, man, when you're dealing with a reactive puncher like Kitani, you want to get him to react to the punches. Just look, see, there you go. He touched the glove, Kitani came with a left hook. Use that against him. Touch the glove, react the punch, dip under it, then you can come with something big. It's like a mousetrap, Beto. You want to get the cheese, you tap the trap, let it snap, then you get the cheese.
Man. Who moved my cheese? Brandy Flores, what are they saying in the corner of Chavez?
Spoke to Hector Lopez, trainer of Jorge Chavez, and they want him to back Kitani up, stay busy. He says he wants him to let his hands go and to hopefully end the fight in this round.
Interesting. Try to end it. I don't see that coming.
That ain't going to happen. That is not going to happen. I don't see it. I think Kitani's in this fight. Chavez has his moments. He's in control, but he's not dominating.
Kitani, as you said, has never been down.
I like the look in Kitani's face. I like the bounce on his feet. I don't see no knockout happening.
Yeah. Kitani, somebody that Javier Razo, Golden Boy matchmaker, and Eric Gomez was like, you know what? We got a couple of 26-pounder for you. Bring him back. He's tough.
And he's marketable. A Japanese fighter that lives in Mexico that speaks Spanish. I'm in.
Let's go. You just like that he was cussing really good in Spanish.
Everything good. And he can fight good. He's a smart fighter. He's still throwing foot feints. Look at those little foot feints. It caused Chavez to step back.
Yeah, he was quick. Then
bottom 10 seconds, and there you go. Another round in the bank.
Tempo! Último round, vamos a chocar guantes. Last round, we're going to touch him up.
Watch an 8-week competition that features the world's best e-sports clubs competing in leading game titles with huge amounts of prize money up for grabs.
Va con todo este round.
Venga.
Muévete, Rico.
Choque guantes, muy buena, una pelea limpia. Choque guantes, por favor. Ok, vámonos. Choque.
Sixth and final round, Golden Boy Fight Night. Beto Duran along with Sergio Mora and Brandy Flores. Thanks for watching all over the world, wherever you may be. Good Friday night action. Good weekend of boxing. And these two are coming out hot.
Man, they're swinging for the fences. Both of them overhand rights. There's still a lot of fight. Enrico Kitani, I don't see why they thought they could stop this man.
El Tigre. I mean, anytime you come out to Eye of the Tiger, baby, I get you fired up. Now I can see why he had that confidence yesterday. And there was some nervous energy earlier from him. I mean, look, you don't know where you're at right now.
It was a good body shot by Kitani. That caught the attention of Chavez.
Yeah.
I seen his right elbow lowered down. I don't know if Kitani saw that, but he caught the attention of Chavez with the left hook to the body.
Next fight's gonna be Grant Flores and Juan Meza. Right now, Jorge Chavez trying to close the show. He's controlled this fight. Hasn't always been easy though.
That left body shot by Kitani went a little bit low, but I like the fact that he still tried to go down there. And there you see Chavez turning southpaw now because he didn't like that body shot. That's the first time in this fight that Chavez has turned southpaw.
Yeah, he used to do that more often early in his career. Yeah, the first time he's done that tonight. So it was that body shot, huh?
Either the body shot or frustration, wants to try something different.
Now he goes back to orthodox.
Cuidado con las cabezas, cuidado con las cabezas.
Yeah, there you go. See, now you have Chavez jabbing. Jabbing. If he would have started jabbing a little while ago, a few rounds ago, he could have backed up Kitani. He could have actually got him to punch just like that. React to the punches with jabs, and then you can counter off that. Then you can start your combinations. Then you can load up on your shots.
Stop. No tiren.
The progression of a young fighter. As you grow and get better. Good shot from Chavez. The crowd trying to urge him on.
And there was a good counter left hook by Kitani on the inside right there. Like you said earlier, Beto, evenly matched. Credit to the matchmakers here. Golden Boy, this is a solid matchup. Good body shot by Kitani right there.
Yes, he is. Kitani coming at the end of the fight.
10 segundos, tiene la campana.
Look at this, we're accustomed to Mexican style. How about Japanese style? What a clash of styles here.
Six good rounds, Sergio Mora. Let's look at the highlights from it.
Yeah, look, Chavez started off really good. We knew that he had a slightly quicker hand, slightly quicker combinations. And those are the quick combinations right there. Nothing really penetrated though. Nice body shot there by Chavez, but little by little we saw Kitani start any good straight shots like that, getting confidence. The longer this fight went, we started catching counters, just like you saw right there. Catching with the left hand, coming back with the left hand hook. Chavez had to be aware of that, and in body shots like that kept Chavez honest. We gotta give credit to Kitani here. We hear a lot about the Mexican liver shot, but it's Kitani with the Mexican shot to the body as well. Evenly matched fight right here, and Chavez got the respect of Kitani and vice versa.
All right, so how do the judges have it? Mark Fretto?
All right, Indio, let's make some noise for these two warriors going all 6 rounds here in the center of the ring. We now go to the judges' scorecards. For all 3 judges, Carla Caiz, Pat Russell, and Fernando Villarreal scored this contest 60-54. All 3 in favor of your winner by unanimous decision and still undefeated. From Tijuana, Mexico, Jorge El Niño Dorado Chavez.
Jorge Chavez is now 12-0. Had to work for it, went the distance. Good quality work for Jorge Chavez tonight. Golden Boy Fight Night, Fantasy Springs Resort Casino in Indio, California. Make sure you follow the Golden Boy social media accounts for behind-the-scenes footage of what goes on during fight week and on fight night. Visits to the fighters' camps. All right, so 6 rounds. Let's look at the CompuPoc numbers for this one as Chavez landed 25% of his total punches. He threw over 300, very active, was Jorge Chavez. Kitani wasn't as effective, only landed 17%. All right, 2 fights done. Lua Chavez have won. Grant Flores coming up next. Goyo in the co-feature, and the main event, Rocha Dominguez in Indio.
Forget all the politics, forget all the noise, look at the evidence.
You're about to see something different.
This ain't a video game.
I created this monster. Then there's a problem here.
He's Maradona. He must come back.
Yeah, goosebumps all over the place.
It gets no bigger than this.
Have we just witnessed the big moments?
This is the best fight card in history, and I'm here with you guys, and I wouldn't want to be anywhere else in the world right now.
Jake Paul's place in the pro boxing ranks was set as he began facing professional athletes in the ring in a number of crossover contests.
I'm here to tell you who I'm fighting. It's a man by the name of Tryon Wadley. Tyrone Woodley, 5-time UFC champion.
You look at the fighters that Jake's fought so far. I mean, Tyrone Woodley was a great fighter. But then he fought Anderson Silva.
With 5 wins from 5 fights, the problem child then faced his toughest test, Tommy Fury. Jake suffered his first defeat by split decision. Undeterred, he looked to bounce back against MMA legend Nate Diaz.
To have the loss, I almost feel free now. There's just no nerves, and I think with my new team, different preparation, everything's at a much higher level.
Bouncing in and out of range right now.
Here are the score totals. The problem child, Jake Paul.
I think he's realized that of all the MMA fighters that he's fought, this is the one that carries the weight.
I never expected to be here, and this just goes to show that if you're a kid watching at home, you can accomplish anything with hard work and dedication, I swear.
Back in the win column, Jake Paul would continue the good run of form against Andre August and Ryan Borland.
Jake looking to end it right here and right now. And they stopped it. Round 1, knockout. Jake Paul, El Gallo de Dorado.
All right, time for some announcement here on DAZN. Super middleweight from LA, Diego Pacheco takes on Polish puncher Sulecki in LA, August 31st. Super featherweight contender Rocky Hernandez from Mexico takes on Thomas Matisse in Mexico, September 13th. And on September 28th, British lightweight star Dalton Smith is back in action, taking on John Fernandez in Sheffield. But that's not all you will get on DAZN.
In the city of lights, where champions are made, two unstoppable forces are set to collide. Virgil Ortiz Jr., an undefeated force of nature, a gladiator with a singular mission to dominate. Serhiy Bohachuk, a warrior from Ukraine, forged in the fires of conflict, unyielding, unstoppable. 44 knockouts in 45 victories, an explosive showdown that will shake the boxing world.
Virgil Ortiz never faces punches like me. Meet me in the middle of the ring. This fight, it's war. This fight's gonna be a bloodbath.
On August 10th, the world will witness the ultimate battle, Bohachuk versus Ortiz Jr.
August 10th in Las Vegas, Mandalay Bay. That's going to be a real good one at 154 pounds. Now, Virgil Ortiz is a man who signed with Golden Boy when he was 18 years old. Oscar De La Hoya said this kid will be a world champion. He's getting one step closer as he takes on Serhiy Bohachuk. And Sergio, Ortiz has knocked out everybody. How much do you love this kid?
I think everyone loves him. I mean, the reason Virgil Ortiz is so exciting because he has a 100% knockout ratio. Only a handful of fighters in boxing have that, but he does it in the right space. Like he does it against contenders, against southpaws, against tricky boxers, against fighters like Kabalowskis who've been in there with Bud Crawford. So he does it against everybody, knocking them all out. He's passed every single test with flying colors. What's not to like about Virgil Ortiz?
Now, I hosted the press conference last week, and one thing that both stood out about was that they know each other. How do they know each other? Well, Bohachuk is trained by Manny Robles, who Virgil Ortiz trained with for a little bit. Combined, they say they'd have over 50 rounds of sparring. They knew that eventually this fight that could happen. Does that matter at all?
Absolutely that matters. That could be very scary for Ortiz because the thing about Ortiz, he surprises people with his power, but if they sparred over 50 rounds already, the power's not going to be enough. Virgil Ortiz is going to have to break down Bohachuk in another way, not just with power, but with precision, with accuracy, with a jab. Bohachuk is a real deal. Power's not going to intimidate him. The force of nature that's Virgil Ortiz is not going to intimidate him. This is going to be a very tricky fight between two fighters that are on the top level, an evenly matched fight. I mean, this is the type of fight where you have to give a lot of credit to Virgil Ortiz for accepting this fight, and a lot of credit to Golden Boy Promotions for trusting, Ortiz for taking this fight. Scary, scary matchup.
And both of them said, we sparred, but we knew that this would happen, especially with Virgil moving up from 47 to 54. Bohachuk described it more as just professional work between the two. He knew that this would happen. He's been wanting this kind of fight. He also said that the style was perfect for both of them.
Yeah, it is, because Bohachuk, he likes fighters coming towards him. He's a tall, lanky power puncher. He actually wants to meet you halfway with that power. He doesn't want to chase you around because he wants to come forward. This man's right in front of you, Ortiz. So this is a collision that doesn't last the distance. So I got to give a lot of credit to everyone involved, and the fans are in for a treat in this one.
Now that'll be a real good one. The Ukraine, Serhiy Bohachuk taking on Virgil Ortiz. Ortiz had a knockout in January, had a knockout in April, and now he's looking for another one in August. All right, so that's 154. At 135, Golden Boy has a man we just saw recently, El Camarón, William Cepeda, who is now the #1 in all the sanctioning bodies. He's knocking on that door. Camarón, you've called his fights. You get tired calling his fight because he doesn't stop throwing punches.
Hey, listen, I get paid for overtime there because, look, when you're talking about Camarón, he throws over 100 punches around. So, of course, you got to go blow by blow and keep up with this man. He's a whirlwind. He's a cyclone of punishment. And look, a southpaw. It's always hard to fight a guy that throws 100 punches around. But when you're throwing 60 of those punches are power punches, he breaks records in jabs, and he does it from that southpaw stance. I mean, it's just... you're checking every box of a fighter you do not want to face. Nobody wants to face this man, and he keeps knocking him out and passing the test as well. Just a vicious, vicious onslaught of an aggressive Mexican fighter.
And he gets after everybody. So 135 pounds, obviously you have to bring up Shakur Stevenson. Take away what he did in his last fight or what he's just tweeting at everybody on social media. You got to give the young man his respect. He's a promotional free agent, is Shakur Stevens. Yesterday, Oscar De La Hoya on his social media, on his clapback account, said, I'm not signing Shakur. Shakur says, well, I didn't want to sign with you. But regardless, though, you can talk all you want. Cameron and Shakur, is that a fight we have to see?
Of course, because styles make fights. We know Shakur is a master. He paints masterpieces. Of course, it's not easy on the eye, but it's just like jazz. You know, the better it is, people don't like it. But this is what you like about Shakur Stevenson. He's a master at his craft. He's undefeated. He's a 2-division champion. He's an Olympian. He has all that because he's the goods. He's hard to hit. He's defensively one of the best fighters in boxing. So that's going to be a problem for Zepeda. Can you really catch this man, even if you throw 100 punches around? He's going to slow down your volume with speed, with accuracy, and movement. And he does it from a southpaw stance as well. Lefty don't like fighting up the lefties. So it's going to be a conflict there for Zepeda.
There's a lot on the line at 135 pounds. What will happen with Cameron? What will happen with Shakur? What will happen with everybody? Well, a lot of good things happening this summer. All right, Golden Boy Fight Night. We've seen 2 fights. We had a KO and we had a unanimous decision. What will we get in our 3rd fight? Grant Flores is a young man who is starting to make noise. He's only 19. He's a tall one. He's 6'2", and he comes out with bad intentions. 4 stoppages in his 5 fights, and he brings the crowd here in the Coachella Valley. And he is fighting somebody who is 34 years old, and for the first time, looking at somebody that's around his height. Mark Frado, bring him out.
All right, fight fans, please welcome the next warrior on his way to the blue corner out of Los Angeles, Juan Fuego Meza.
Juan Meza from East LA. Walking to the ring with Miguel Ramirez in his corner. Fuego's the boxing name. Everybody in East Los knows him as Large. Been around the Southern California scene. A lot of the gyms he goes and spars at. Trains at Forge Fitness. Also, you see him at Maywood Boxing. You'll see him everywhere. He's a veteran of 9 fights. Turned pro later in his life. And he's got a tall task against Grant Flores.
And now his undefeated opponent makes his way to the red corner from nearby Coachella, California. Please welcome Grant Flores.
With Tonio Diaz on his side, the 19-year-old Grant Flores who we saw just 22 days ago. He fought, and the very next day, he was running with Israel Madrimov, as Flores has been Madrimov's main sparring partner as he gets ready for Bud Crawford. Where tonight it's all about Grant Flores. Tejada, his grandfather. You're gonna like his style, man. You're gonna really like this young man.
5 wins, 4-round knockout, very successful amateur. I mean, this is the type of fight where you should get him out.
Ladies and gentlemen, the action continues from the center of the ring here at Fantasy Springs Resort Casino in Indio, California. This is Golden Boy Fight Night on DAZN. Our next contest is scheduled for 4 rounds in the super welterweight division. Brought to you by Oscar De La Hoya's Golden Boy Promotions in association with World of Boxing. And presented by BetOnline. Odds for tonight's fights are brought to you by BetOnline and Wild Casino, America's most trusted online casino. Let's get wild. The judges scoring this contest are Carla Caiz, Jose Kobe Bian, and Fernando Villarreal. And controlling the action at the sound of the bell, the referee in charge is Ray Corona. Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner. He weighed in at 151 pounds even. As a professional, his record stands at 4-5, 3 of those wins coming by way of knockout. He wears burgundy with silver this evening and hails from Los Angeles, California. Please welcome Juan Hueco Meza. His undefeated opponent fights out of the red corner. He weighed in at 151.5 pounds. As a professional, his record stands with 5 bouts, 5 victories, 4 of those 5 wins coming by way of knockout. He wears white trimmed in silver and hails from nearby Coachella, California. Ladies and gentlemen, Grant Flores.
This is good right here, the belt line. Right here. If you want to touch gloves, do it now. God bless.
Ray Corona from Bassett, California, the third man in the ring. Our third bout here at Golden Boy Fight Night. Grant Flores. Brought a good crowd here at the Fantasy Springs. His opponent, Juan Meza from East LA, 4-5. 34 years old. He forgot the mouthpiece, Serge. Uh-oh.
No, there it is.
He's got it on.
These are two huge. Well, they're both 151, so they're stuck between welterweight and junior middleweight, but they're huge for either weight class. 6 feet. Lanky, rangy, tall, but only one carries power, and that's Flores.
Flores has real explosive power. He's only 19. 4 knockouts. 3 of them have been in the first round.
Ooh, good body shots being thrown by Flores right now. He's already caught the attention of Meza downstairs.
Meza already switching southpaw.
Yeah, he didn't like that body shot on the left side, so he switches up.
Upstairs going is Flores in the white. Body work from Flores. Digging already as Mesa's just winging punches.
Yeah, we know what Meza is. You know, he's a journeyman type guy. He lost 5 straight. There's not much tape to study on. He's just in there, one of these tough guys that will take a fight.
It's the first time that Flores has fought somebody his height. Mentioned he's a main sparring partner for Ismail Madrimov. And all the Uzbeks that Joel Antonio Diaz have as a Diaz training camp. Overhand right from Flores.
Good body shot by Flores. That's chopping down the tall tree that is Meza right now. Meza could take a good shot upstairs, but downstairs is where I like to see Flores and any young fighter start digging down. It sounds like a cliche, but when you're dealing with tall fighters, they're giving you a lot of target. They keep digging like that.
Yeah.
That hurt.
Yes,
that
it
hurt
did.
Juan Meza right there.
He moved back, had a big exhale. This is Flores' 3rd fight this year. He fought in April, fought in June, now he's fighting in July. You talk about activity, because he goes right back to the gym.
Meza is fighting with his mouth open. That's very dangerous. I mean, you could break your jaw easily with shots like that, fighting with your mouth open.
A hook from Flores. There's nothing behind the punches of Meza. He's been fighting in the club scene, Southern California. And he's in. Big shot from Flores. Meza wears that.
It's only a matter of time.
Yeah.
Before Meza gets hit with another overhand looping shot. There you go. You see Flores going for it again.
And Mesa's in the corner. He better get out of there. That's dangerous. Because Grant Flores.
Meza fights with his chin in the air, his mouth open. It's only a matter of time until Flores catches him.
That right there from Flores. Meza wears it. Final seconds of the first. Grant Flores controlling. Another shot from Flores, and Meza survives the first. Meza stares at Flores, they don't matter.
Wow.
Yeah.
Hold yourself
him a little less, you'll finish him. Okay? He's just throwing. All you have to do is, hey, he's dropping his fucking right hand. Just dip it. Boom. You gotta time that hook. You want a beautiful fucking knockout? Hey, just go in there and open the fucking hook he's dropping.
And there you see the overhand right on the button right there. It landed in the high part of the cheek, so it didn't do much damage. But if that punch lands a little bit lower on the chin, it's only a matter of time for Meza goes down. But that's not the punch they want from the corner of Flores. They want the left hook, the sweeping left hook to knock out Juan Meza.
And Joel Diaz in that corner imploring, you can end it right now. Will he get a second round stoppage as Grant Flores?
There it is. There's that left hook they wanted. That shook and picked up the feet of Juan Meza off the canvas.
Body shot from Flores.
There's
that left hook. Oh, Meza is eating some big punches. He is tough.
It's that left hook. They called it in the corner. Joel Diaz knows what he's talking about. It's that left hook that's going to be the punch here. Meza does not see that punch coming around the guard, and it lands too cleanly.
Another big shot from Flores. Meza is just getting abused here and eating big punch after big punch. Body work from Flores. Oh, bad intentions from Grant Flores, a 19-year-old.
I'm telling you right now, Beto, this is going to be a highlight reel, scary knockout. I don't like the way Meza's keeping his chin up in the air. He's getting beat down to the body. The hands are lowering. I don't like to predict highlight reel knockouts.
But it's coming.
But it's coming, guys. It's coming.
Like right hand from Flores. Another right from Flores. He's chopping away at the tall fighter Meza.
All Flores needs to do is touch him downstairs with a jab, bend his knees, and put everything behind an overhand right, and this fight's over.
Meza has nothing. There's nothing coming back from those punches. He's just tough.
Yeah, man. There it is.
There's a shot. Big shot from Flores. Meza in trouble. Standing up, I do not know how, as Meza just trying to survive.
Stop the fight, Ray. Stop this fight, man. I don't like
Meza
it.
is out on his feet, and it's over. Oh, wow. Grant Flores with a second round stoppage on Golden Boy Fight Night.
Great stoppage by Ray Corona because Juan Meza wasn't going to go anywhere. Too tough for his own good. The man from East LA had cojones, but he didn't bring the skill to compete with Grant Flores tonight.
I told you you're going to like Grant Flores. And Juan Meza, respect to you, man. You are tough. You did not go down. But wow. Grant Flores, he's only 19 with 154 of the second round as the stoppage. And what will he do tomorrow? Go run 5 miles with Israel Madrimov. He'll be in the gym on Monday. Hey, hats off to that man right there. Juan Meza getting in the ring.
Well, he has a good nickname, El Fuego. Fire. I mean, this man wasn't going anywhere. That's good. He has guts to spare. I mean, this is a man that only has 8 amateur fights in Juan Meza, fighting a guy with over 120 amateur fights and a 4-time national champion.
Yeah.
I mean, it was apples and oranges in skill, but in toughness, it was equal.
From that round, Serge, that's what ended it right there.
It was a matter of time. I mean, whenever you're dealing with tall, lanky fighters with bad balance, just loop your shots. Loop your shots over the top and they're gonna land. And whenever the legs go for a tall fighter, they're like a giraffe. They don't have that balance. They look awkward. But it's the looping shots, man, and it's only a matter of time. He was getting hit way too cleanly with overhand shots like that, and credit to the corner of Flores. Antonio Diaz and the Diaz brothers telling him, forget the right hand, it's the left hook that's gonna do it. And that's what actually was that shaking up Meza. The right hand got the stoppage, but the left hook is what stopped Meza really.
And this is when you were saying, stop it, stop it. Ray Corona heard you. He jumped in and saved that man Flores for more punishment. I mean, Meza for more punishment.
It was only a matter of time. You can see Meza already turning his back, and it was going to be an ugly knockout. Ugly knockout here, Beto. We didn't need to see that.
Nah.
This is a man that already lost 5 straight. Now it's 6 straight. You don't want to see him get hurt in there.
He's 19 years old. Mark Flores. Mark Fredo, not Mark Flores. Let's go.
Ladies and gentlemen, the referee in charge, Ray Corona, calls for a halt to this contest. Your official time, 1 minute 54 seconds in round number 2. Your winner by knockout and still undefeated from Coachella, California, Grant Flores.
Grant Flores, as Joel Diaz told us, he didn't like him as a kid because he would get beat up in the gym.
He got beat up, but he never quit.
Yep.
He didn't like him, but he kept coming back. As a 15-year-old, kept getting better and better. Sparring with Cub Swanson is what got the respect from Joel Diaz. He said, man, this was a fat, chubby kid, but he had toughness and guts to spare.
And a right hand, that's what he's got.
But it was the body shots instead of looping shots. This is what I like to see from young prospects. Beto, it's the fact that they touch the body. They touch the body. Both these guys are over 6 feet. So we know that the looping shots in the range are going to be there. But once you touch the body and cut that tree in half, it's only a matter of time. But those are clean shots being hit by a power puncher in Grant Flores. Flores is a puncher. But Meza kept eating those shots, man. I mean, he had gut and a chin. Granite in that chin. He wasn't going down. It was up to the referee, Ray Corona, to stop this fight. And you could tell the fight was beat out of him. He was turning sideways, and he was like a ragdoll in there. There was no defending, no punching back. It was the right thing to do to stop this fight.
As Joel said, I didn't like him getting beat up as a kid, but he kept showing up every day. And he's grown into a young prospect you really got to keep an eye on. Grant Flores is his name. He landed 63% of his power punches in a round and a half. Effective was Grant Flores, according to CompuBox. Three fights done, 2 stoppages. What will we get next in our co-feature with Goya Morales and Javon Garnett? Oh, the boy Fight Night in Indio.
DAZN is the home of boxing, with over 150 live fights a year. And you can relive history by watching the biggest fights at any time. Just head to DAZN.com and go to previous events to catch up on all the action from the biggest nights in boxing.
There is in trouble! The big fella! Garcia is having the fight of his life on the biggest stage possible!
Yeah, the news is true, folks. I, Jake Paul, will be fighting Mike Perry, Tampa, Florida, July 20th.
I need the experience. I need to stay active. I fear no man. I'm ready anytime, any place, anyone. And I truly back that up with my actions. And it's not something I just say walking around. I'm just down to fight. And I love performing.
Already at the top of the influencer game, Jake Paul is well on his way to repeat the feat as a professional boxer.
I'm ready for the big leagues. I'm getting sharp. This is my life now. I really want all the smoke. So whoever's out there, let's get it popping.
I'm here to become a world champion. I've done everything else that I've wanted to do in boxing. I've already exceeded my own expectations. So that's really the last and final goal I have in the sport. I will be the cruiserweight world champion. Badu, Izangabu, Aslam, and Jaya Opataya could get it too.
Oh, big shot! Single shot, left hand, Zorro is out.
This is my life now. I don't know anything else really. When I'm not boxing, I feel lost. It's my home, it's where I feel the most comfortable, it's where I feel like I was destined to do, and that's why from the very beginning I said and boasted so much, because I knew how much I loved it.
You're ducking me because you don't want to lose to a YouTuber.
My top 5 dream opponents are nobody. I don't dream about y'all sorry ass. People didn't really expect me to be where I'm at today. They didn't see the behind the scenes of how much I truly need and want and love this sport. The sky's the limit when you don't put any barriers or boundaries on what you can accomplish.
Coming up on DAZN, Jake Paul returns to the ring tomorrow. Tampa, Florida to take on Mike Perry. The 25th, Justice Hooney will take on Troy Pilcher in the Australian town of Brisbane. July 26th, it's Rivera against Goodson in Orlando. And on the 27th of July, America's Clarissa Shields taking on Canada's Vanessa Joannis in Detroit, Michigan. Make sure you head over to the DAZN platform where you can see our upcoming schedule. It includes all the exciting fights that will be streaming live on DAZN.
I think it's my Muhammad Ali moment.
Anthony Joshua, Francis Ngannou. It is Godzilla against King Kong.
You know.
What happens when you hit Francis Ngannou and he doesn't move?
What they're doing here is taking boxing to the highest stratosphere.
It almost seems like we're living in a bit of a fantasy world.
Plenty of hard-hitting action coming your way on DAZN. A stacked Riyadh season card, August 3rd in LA. We'll see Bud Crawford taking on Israel Madrimov for the WBA and WBO interim World Super Welterweight titles. And then it gets going in Wembley Stadium, London, as we're going to have a huge showdown between Anthony Joshua and Daniel Dubois, Saturday, September 21st, only available worldwide on DAZN. Sun is setting in the Coachella Valley. Golden Boy Fight Night is still heating up. Let's look at the tail of the tape for our co-feature. Goyo Morales is the taller fighter against Javon Garnett from Cincinnati, Ohio. Let me get that right. Hi, Mark Prado, ready to bring him out.
All right, fight fans, please welcome as he makes his way to the blue corner from Cincinnati, Ohio, the IBO America's champion, Javon Jigsaw Garnett.
'29-year-old Javon Garnett. Walking out with Melvin Jenkins, Ascension Rodriguez in his corner. Very confident in his abilities. For a man from Cincinnati, a good fight town, produced good talent over the years. But we haven't seen him in the ring since 2021. What are we gonna get from the man they call it Jigsaw tonight?
And now, making his way to the red corner from San Antonio, Texas, Gregory Goyo Morales.
Gregory is the name. Goyo is everybody calls him. Y saludo a toda gente en Coahuila, Mexico. That's where the family is watching for Goyo. Last time he was in the ring was in January when he beat Rona Ron. 4 fights ago, he was upset by Katsuma Akitsuki in Texas on a Ryan Garcia card. After that, he changed his team, changed his corner, changed his living situation, leaving Texas to go live in Southern California. And it's worked out well for him. He has a new energy about himself, a new approach. Said he had to get away from the bad influences and lock in on boxing. Our co-feature tonight.
Ladies and gentlemen, the action continues here in the center of the ring in Indio, California, and Fantasy Springs Resort Casino. This is Golden Boy Fight Night on DAZN. Our next contest is scheduled for 10 rounds in the super featherweight division. Brought to you by Oscar de la Hoya's Golden Boy Promotions. And presented by BetOnline. Odds for tonight's fights are brought to you by BetOnline and Wild Casino, America's most trusted online casino. Let's get wild. The judges scoring this contest are Jose Cobillon, Pat Russell, and Fernando Villarreal. And controlling the action at the sound of the bell, the referee in charge is Ray Amendares. Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner. He weighed in at an even and ready 126 pounds. As a professional, his impressive record stands with 10 victories against 1 defeat, 5 wins coming by way of knockout. He wears black trimmed with silver and hails from Cincinnati, Ohio. Please welcome the reigning IBO America's champion, Javon Jigsaw Garnett. His opponent fights out of the red corner. He weighed in at an even 127 pounds. As a professional, his record stands with 16 victories against 1 defeat, 9 wins coming by way of knockout. He wears light blue and gold this evening and hails from San Antonio, Texas by way of Villa Union, Mexico. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Gregory Goyo Morales.
Stand ring, right here, guys. Right here, right here. Stand right here. Come up here. All right, gentlemen. The belt, the legal belt lines are below, right here, below the letters on up. Both of you have received instructions from me at the dressing room. You guys know I expect a clean, good, fair fight. Touch them up if you want. Back to your corners.
Thank you, Ray. Ray Almendares, the third man in the ring for our co-feature tonight.
Good.
Goyo Morales in his first scheduled 10-rounder tonight.
There you go.
It's a man who hasn't been in the ring since 2021, and Javon Garnett. He said, I've been in the gym, but I wasn't going to take a fight just to take a fight, especially on a couple days' notice. A good test here tonight in our co-feature for Golden Boy Fight Night.
It's going to be a tricky test for Morales because Garnett is a mover. He's a boxer. He has some amateur success, over 120 amateur fights. Morales over 100 amateur fights as well. So they're well polished as amateurs in the background, but now in the program it's a little bit different. 2.5 years out of the ring, Beto, that's way too long. So it'll serve Morales right to jump on Garnett, who's been out of the ring, and test that chin as fast as possible.
Morales turned pro at the age of 16 in Mexico from San Antonio. We were saying he moved his camp to Southern California in the Valley. Los Muertos gym is where he's at.
Good left hook on the inside by Morales. Tight left hook. He's a tall fighter, Morales, but he throws tight combinations like he's a shorter fighter. He went down to the body and a real concise left hook that landed right on the money on Garnett.
A 23-year-old Morales said he was getting a little complacent being in San Antonio around his friends, and you know, we talked about this earlier, Sergio. You got to lock in and make boxing your lifestyle.
Garnett didn't like that straight right hand to the body.
Body shots from Morales early on. Goyo said he just committed to boxing all the time now. That the gym where they opened up, he's the equipment manager. As soon as he's done training, he's in there helping out everybody. Realizing that early in your career helps.
Early in this round, you know, we know that Garnett's going to want to move and use the entire ring. He's a shorter fighter. It'll serve Morales right if he can start cutting off the ring, doing it aggressively like he likes doing it. He considers himself an aggressive boxer, but do it responsibly behind a jab, a smart jab, a power jab that actually could break down the shorter opponent.
Garnett in the silver and black, all the way down to the Raider socks that he's wearing. Cincinnati, Ohio.
Not only is the jab going to be effective as a taller fighter, but you're going to be punching from an elevated position. That's 5 inches in height that Morales has, so it's going to only have more impact punching down at a shorter opponent.
Yeah, when you make the jump from 6 to 8 to 10 rounds, it's different attitude, right, Sergio?
yeah, you have to have a lot more patience, have a lot more, game plan. You have to have an opening, a middle, and an ending, just like in chess. So you got to have a different game plan. If plan A is not working, well, let's go to plan
10 seconds,
B.
guys. It's for the bell. Time.
Mariachi in the locker room for our main event. Alexis Rocha trying to get back to the contender status. He was one fight away from being the mandatory. What will we see from him tonight? He's only 27 years old. And Santiago Dominguez is upset-minded. He's undefeated from Sonora, Mexico. Hasn't been tested like Alexis, but the confidence is there. That's our main event still to come.
And the confidence in Team Rocha to take a fighter undefeated, high knockout percentage. I mean, dangerous opponent for Alexis Rocha.
Dominguez 27-0, 20 stoppages.
What body shot there by Morales. Yeah. Garnett didn't like that body shot. Shorter fighters aren't expecting to get hit to the body by, the taller, rangier fighters, but when it touches, it comes by surprise. You can tell Garnett didn't like that shot.
Warren from Cincinnati. Knew Rasheed Warren. Garnett knew Rasheed Warren, knows him from the Cincinnati area. Lamont Peterson, guy from the Headbangers, so he knows all about it. That's actually where he got his nickname Jigsaw. They couldn't figure him out in one of the sparring sessions.
Watch the hands on the inside, guys.
But he's been inactive. Before the pandemic, he was inactive for almost 3 years. And then afterwards, he was inactive for 2 years and 9 months. The first time we see him in 2 years and 9 months. He's 29.
Yeah, you can tell that boxing's not his full-time job, and he doesn't take it seriously, but he's a serious boxer. He has some good skills, good hand speed. And you touched on it earlier, Beto. Fighters from Ohio and that region, Michigan, Ohio, they're just natural, damn good boxers. As amateurs, and they transition to the pros, they just have that it factor, that fighting ability. But they need to carry the discipline and the hard work to be able to transition successfully from the amateurs to the professional game and to the championship level.
And Garnett now training in Tampa, Florida. The Ohio fighters, you want to go back, Rasheed Warren, you have Adrian Broner.
Man, I took it way back to Ricardo Williams.
Yes, you did.
I remember, I used to watch Ricardo Williams in awe as an amateur. I thought that guy was going to be one of the greatest in boxing, but we touched on discipline. He just didn't have it outside the ring.
The Tony Tubbs, and right now Duke Reagan, Larry Donald.
Adrian Broner, another man, that had it inside the rings and outside the ring is where the demons waited for him.
Stop.
Yeah, Garnett at the Franklin Gym in
That's
Tampa.
Why he's doing what he's doing, okay? Don't push him down, son, okay? Box.
It's 3 kids. And he gets hit with the right hand by Morales. He's staying patient in the ring.
Morales reminds me a little bit of Diego Pacheco when Pacheco barely started boxing. He's a tall fighter, but he fights like a small fighter. He throws great body shots, picks up. He fights shorter fighters really good. Normally, taller fighters, especially when they're coming up, they look awkward against shorter fighters trying to track them down. But Pacheco and fighters like Morales, they look comfortable against shorter fighters. They know how to break them down. They know how to responsibly go to the body. Just like that. See that? Beautiful body shots. Bent his knees. For a 6-foot fighter going down like that against a fighter that's 5 inches shorter, beautiful.
10 seconds, guys. Stop. I got you, guys. I got you. Don't punch. This for the bell now.
Yeah, he's a taller fighter in there. Is Gregory Morales is taking advantage of that. He does have a 5'4" fighter in front of him.
You're doing good, okay? Don't play your game.
Virgil Ortiz is a knockout artist. He's back in action later this summer when he faces the Ukraine's Serhiy Barkachuk. Ortiz has won all 21 of his professional fights by way of a knockout, and he will be looking to extend his impressive streak in Las Vegas Saturday, August 10th.
We're good, Doc. We're good.
Look at some replays from that round.
There you go. There's that body shot, Beto. Look, he touches both sides. Both sides of the body. Try to sweep with that left hook. Just missed with that left hook, but love those combinations. Look at how he made himself smaller. Checking his defense with that right hand. Tucked by the chin. I mean, good technique. Didn't get hit with nothing dumb. Responsible all the way to the end.
El Goyo. Morales. We were on a Golden Boy Fight Night card in Mexico City last year, in a bull ring, of course. And Goyo, I was doing that fight with Alexis Rocha, actually, and he got knocked down in the second. I mean, just hard. Went down and was absorbing a lot of punishment. And we were thinking, uh-oh, the referee's stopping this. It was cuts, it was blood. He gets up and he knocks out his opponent in the 5th round. And that right there, like, okay, this kid is not easy. He's not soft. He had some of that.
Wait a minute. Wait.
And then
Garnett's coming out of nowhere here.
Yeah, all of a sudden, Garnett is looking like the A-side fighter.
No, listen, I love what I saw right there. I mean, those are quick feet, swift to the attack. He closed the distance. Excellent combination, great hand speed. If we can see more of this, we're gonna see a fight because it's 10 rounds. Beto, you know, Garnett has a lot of time to get comfortable in there.
Yeah, that fight in Mexico City, that's when it told me, and I remember some of the Golden Boy executives were saying, okay, this kid has some. We didn't know if he was going to be a kid that just goes away. He showed some moxie that night, getting off the canvas and winning all bloodied.
I think there's another word in Spanish for moxie.
Yeah.
And that's what he showed, and that's what you got to show to promoters. You got to show if you have that.
And now it's some moxie coming from Javon Garnett. Jigsaw bringing it here halfway through the 3rd. So he's shaking off some of that ring rust?
He's shaking off that ring rust. He's coming for the head of Morales. You know what they call Jigsaw in Spanish, right, Beto?
What?
Rompecabezas, and that's exactly what he's trying to do. Rip off the head of Morales with that overhand right.
Look at that Google Translate coming in strong for you.
Come on now. I got to be ready with the Spanish with you, Beto. I know you translate stuff.
Not well, but I do it. And right now, Garnett and Morales are putting in a good one back and forth. A minute to go in the 3rd.
That's a nice jab. Nice jab there by Garnett. He tried to come up with a looping right hand, but he didn't hide it. He didn't hide it well enough behind those jabs. With a taller fighter, you want to jab upstairs, jab the chest, jab the torso, get him comfortable to that jab, then you loop your overhand rights.
Good right hand landed by Morales in the blue.
You lure in the taller fighter with foot feints as well. Let him fall off balance. Let him miss the punch. Then that's when you attack as a shorter fighter.
Stop. I got you.
You know, it's a misconception that shorter fighters can't out-jab the taller fighters with the longer reach. We know that time is involved, but it's also just knowing how to close that distance with footwork and explosiveness. Garnett has a little bit of that.
10 seconds, guys. It's for the bell now.
Excellent round in our co-feature.
Hot. Good job. Good job. All right, you're picking it up.
Breathe. Breathe. Breathe, okay? Hello, what you doing, okay?
Yeah, Vic.
Watch out for the hook. He's throwing it. Don't get mad. Watch out for the hook. It's coming. Okay?
Hey, he gonna walk into Boston. He's gonna walk in the ball. He gonna come up. All right. You got Vegas right there at the 2. Don't forget to touch. Don't forget to touch blue and touch red.
Touch. Damn, what's in those body shots, okay? Look for the opening. All right, baby? Got it?
How we looking?
Looking good, okay? Always finish on top, okay? Always finish on top with the body. Come with the uppercut.
Morales asking, how am I looking?
Fighters always do that. You know, even if they know they're doing pretty well, they want to hear it from their corner.
Well, you're looking good right now, Sergio Mora.
Hey, so are you, Beto. I like the suit.
Stay styling here.
What is that, baby powder blue?
A little North Carolina blue, baby. Like kind of the color that Goyo has, and he's picking up the action here in the 4th.
He doesn't want to exchange hooks with Garnett, the shorter fighter. That's one thing you don't want to do with a shorter fighter. You could jab with each other, but don't exchange hooks with him. It's just he's gonna have the upper hand with the hook. And the reason that is because, you know, when you're when you're bending your knees lower and lower, and Morales is going to keep punching down from a higher target, Garnett can explode up, kind of like how Mike Tyson used to do it. Mike Tyson used to outhook taller fighters all the time. Garnett is athletic enough to do that.
It's the voice of Sergio Mora. Bethel Duran alongside Brandy Flores here, Golden Boy Fight Night in Indio, California. Friday night action. Overhand right from Goyo Morales. Garnett shakes out like no, but that landed flush.
That's what I want to see more from Garnett. See that jab to the belly? That stops taller fighters from coming in so easily. It's an annoying shot, just dissecting them down the torso like that.
Garnett's only loss was in his last fight in 2021 where he lost to Luis Nunez. Nunez is now 19-0. He went away from the sport for a while, mentioned it. He was get calls, but hey, can you fight this guy this week? Can you do it in 2 days? And he didn't want to go down that path of being the last minute replacement. Feels like he still has something. So for this one, he had a month notice.
Listen, for Garnett being off 2.5 years, 4 rounds in, he's doing really well. Better than I thought he was going to do.
Sticking out his tongue.
And he's feeling himself. That's confidence right there.
All right, they're talking now.
That's confidence right there. And you know what? The longer this fight goes, the more confidence Garnett's going to get.
And then Rayo Mandari's like, cut it out. They're both having fun.
Came here to box, guys. Let's box.
Hey, he is boxing, ref. Garnett is boxing.
A little showmanship from Goyo. As Garnett shakes off his shoulders. Brush his shoulders off.
Work it out, work it out.
Uppercut from Garnett.
Touched him downstairs, came up with an uppercut. That's another thing shorter fighters can do against taller fighters. You know, taller fighters aren't accustomed to getting hit with uppercuts by the shorter man from that angle, from that reach. But on the inside, you know, they even out in height, you know, because Morales is actually bending down to his opponent's level. Really good run by Garnett here.
Done with 4 in Indio.
You hit him with the right hand on top. Change your fight.
A little showmanship going on between the two. You like that?
No, I don't like the tongue sticking out because, you know, you can get hit and lacerate your tongue. I mean, you don't want to get a cut tongue like that.
The youngster kind of falling into the game.
I'm all for the showmanship. Just keep the tongue in the mouth. You can really get hurt there. That's what the mouthpiece is for.
Gregory. 5. Step back, step back. Keep it clean, guys. Keep it clean.
Brave veteran referee.
I got you. All right, let's go.
Scheduled for 10 rounds, our co-feature. Still Alexis, Rocha, and Summer Dominguez to come.
That's a punch I want to see more of from Morales. That uppercut, that right uppercut that he threw. That's a punch that shorter fighters don't expect. He almost landed it right there. I want to see more from Morales, that right uppercut.
Brandy Flores, you're the corner of Morales. What are they saying?
Well, his trainer kind of got on Goyo a little bit for entertaining Garnett, sticking his tongue out at him. You saw Goyo kind of smiling, talking back at him. He said, hey, keep it focused. Do what you have to do. And they really want him to keep his hands busy and set up that left hook.
Keep it focused, Sergio.
Yeah, you got to stay focused against a guy in Garnett who's playing the spoiler right now. He's a little difficult than expected. I mean, when you look at Garnett, 2.5 years out of the ring, you know, doesn't carry that much power. You think, okay, this is gonna be a cakewalk. Right now, Garnett's, you know, giving just as much as he's taking, making it very difficult for Morales. Tricky for Morales, that's what I should say. Nice body shots by Garnett right there. See, this is the type of fight where Morales keeps following around the more athletic, quick, shorter fighter when he should be stalking him behind the jab. You know, use that battering ram jab. You could throw it out there, you know, pecking like he did right there, then alternate it with the power, then a lead right hand. You know, don't commit to combinations right now. Garnett's trying to counter you. So you want to use your height, use your range, and use that stick. There you go. See, touching him. We got to commit to that stick. You got to keep that jab in Garnett's face. Keep pounding and let him make the mistakes. Let him get frustrated. And then that's when you can catch him with something big.
And now Garnett trying to get a little sloppy, huh?
Yeah, he is. Because then, you know, the time off, and this is when it starts kicking in. You know, it's halfway into the fight.
And Garnett is talking. Crowd's not liking it. Goyle smirking.
Hey, look, this is a 10-round fight. This is a man that's been out of the ring 2.5 years. No matter how long you've been in the gym, he hasn't been under the bright lights in a professional fight. So are the legs going to keep up to the second half of the fight? This is when Morales should pick up the pace and really test them legs.
Time!
Jake Paul back in the ring tomorrow night in Tampa, Florida, to take on bare knuckle sensation and former UFC vet Mike Perry. Scan the QR code. That's how you're gonna do it. You're gonna scan the QR code. Let me do that right now. Hold on. Don't take that graphic off. Let me do it, Sergio. Bam, got it. Thank you.
You know, it took me about a year to know how to order food with that QR code. I swear to you.
Now I get why Mannix is the way that Mannix is.
But it's true though. It's true. Wi-Fi on planes? Never heard of it.
6th round. That's where we're headed.
Clean now.
As my mom would say, hold on legal now. It's better if I don't say anything to you. Gregor Morales in the blue.
Oh, good right hook right there by Morales to start it off. And it happened because Garnett's getting a little bit comfortable with that earmuff defense. You don't want that. You want to stay athletic. You want to stay moving. You want to stay moving your upper body.
You said earmuff defense?
Yeah, you cover the earmuffs. You know, that's what we call it.
Watch the heads on
We're
the
seeing
inside,
a lot
guys.
of different looks from Garnett. Why?
Well, that's what's making it difficult for Morales, because he's not staying in front of the taller target. He's using lateral movement, footwork, fighting athletic. But if you're just going to stand in front of him with your hands up, you're going to make it easy for Morales. Garnett needs to keep being the puzzle that he is, a jigsaw that he is, not giving any pieces to Morales to solve the puzzle. How you like that?
Man, rompecabezas Mora over here.
Ahorita Morales needs to rompe la cabeza de Garnett.
Coming up the jab, Morales. Look, when you've been a pro since you were 16, I don't care if you're just 23, you gotta be careful. And that veteran like Garnett is gonna land that right hand.
Big shot by Garnett right there. That buckled the knees of Morales. Didn't hurt him, but tall fighters, they don't have the best balance when they get hit. And you saw it right there.
That's the best punch of the night for both fighters. The one from Garnett that landed flush.
Oh, Garnett got the best of it in that punch.
Stop.
So you were saying the earmuffs from Garnett. Now he's keeping his hands low.
I don't want you hitting him behind the head, okay? All right, let's go, guys.
Well, because he already got the speed and the range of the taller fighter in Morales. So, you know, he can get a little comfortable with the hands up, but don't get too comfortable. You know, you're boxing a good fight. You're in this fight. You got the respect of Morales. Keep it up. Stay focused. And stay jabbing down to the body. You know, you want to use your height, your shorter height as an advantage. Keep poking him down there and aggravating and irritating the taller fighter. There you go. See, that's an irritating punch that sets up overhand shots. You know, Floyd Mayweather Jr. was the king of that. When he fought Diego Corrales, a tall, lanky power puncher, he kept poking him down there just to set up the looping shots over the top and then knocking out Diego Corrales that way.
An excellent round for Garnett. Javon Garnett from Cincinnati is making it difficult tonight for Gregory Morales as the action picks up.
Good chopping right hands, back to back by Morales right there.
Hey, deep breath, deep breath, deep breath, deep breath. Hey, get down. Hey, off it.
Boom, there's that right uppercut. That's the one I've been calling for, Beto. Tall fighters can surprise shorter fighters coming from the bottom like that. And here's that right hand by Garnett. Big punch right on the chin. Look at how the legs buckled a little bit. You could see that Morales didn't see where that punch came from. Needed readjusting. Garnett caught him cleanly. If he can catch him again with that overhand right, he can maybe turn the momentum of this fight.
No. 7. Stay right there.
Seventh round of action. Look, Javon Garnett shook off whatever rust he had in the first couple rounds, and now he's warmed up, and he's very confident in that ring in black.
And Morales is making it easier for Garnett to stay in the pocket and look for overhand shots because Morales is not hiding that right hand.
From a jab from Garnett, knocks out the mouthpiece of Goyo Morales.
It's Morales fighting like a smaller man right now against a legitimate small man. He's making it easy for Garnett to land punches over looping. Morales needs to use his height, his range to set up the power shots and set up that right hand. Instead, he's making it easier for Javon Garnett.
Let's go. Water.
Oh, it was a mouthpiece of Garnett that got knocked out.
Time.
All right, let's go to Brandy Flores. She's in one of the corners.
Yes, I'm here in Goyo's corner with his trainer, Carlos. Carlos, what were you telling Goyo in the middle of that last round?
That he needs to throw more punches. He's staying with 1 or 2 punches. He's only double jab, 1, 2. He's staying with only combinations that are 2, 3. He needs to follow with 3, 4 combinations more so he can close that distance, Come in, feint more, a little bit more. Don't come squared up, and we're doing good so far.
And I heard you telling him that to stay focused and not read into his antics. Why is that important?
He started fooling around when the other guy started clowning, and I told him to stay focused, and he comes here to fight. He doesn't come here to give a show or clown around with anybody.
How does Goyo finish this fight?
I'm hoping a knockout towards the late rounds, maybe in the 8th, 9th round, but we'll see. It's a 10-round fight, and it's a long fight.
Thank you, guys.
Carlos Chavez, young trainer for Gregory Morales. More combinations. That's what he wants.
I don't think you're going to be able to get combinations off with a moving target. You gotta jab that target. You want to back him up against the ropes. Then you can start the combinations. But if you're not going to tell your fighter to push him back with jabs, with 2, 3 different type of jabs, and the combinations aren't going to flow. See, look, those shots right there aren't going to flow with a moving target. There you go. See, right there, Morales tried to get more than 2 punches, and a punch came back from Garnett, and Morales had to play defense. A dictating jab is what Morales needs, and by dictating meaning he's in control, he's telling you where your head should go, and that's when you throw your power punch. Once that power punch lands, then you can get the combinations flowing. But if you ain't gonna dictate with that long jab, then you're just gonna be following around a shorter target.
Okay, let's go. Box.
Right there, Morales should be jabbing, man. He should be jabbing, double, tripling up the jab. Let the shorter fighter feel his height. You're the shorter man, you're gonna be punching up. You gotta be punching down at that.
Push down, feet tangled up. Interesting developments in this fight. Fantasy Springs Resort Casino, the Dodger fans enjoying their time out tonight. Always a great venue. Drinks flowing. And the action is hot inside the ring. Coachella Valley always comes out strong for boxing. And right now San Antonio against Cincinnati.
And look, Morales punching down. And by punching down, you make yourself a target with the shorter man. And that's what we saw right there. Garnett coming over the top with a right hand. You know, when you're a taller fighter, yes, you're going to have the advantage if you fight like a taller fighter. But if you make yourself a smaller target by fighting the smaller man's fight, then believe it or not, that height turns against you.
Javon Garnett came in here with the attitude of, I'm not really a B-side fighter. I'm going to make it difficult, and he's doing that, Sergio.
Yeah, he is, because he has so much experience being in camps with, you know, Rashid Warren, Lamont Peterson. He was in camp with Floyd, in camp with Jamel Herring. I mean, this is world-class, you know, not only sparring, but world-class opposition that he's looking at. He's learning things from. He knows how to survive. He knows how to make it difficult for fighters.
Power punches through 5 on the side of, actually through 7 on the side of Gregory Morales. 30% to 20. Yeah, you touched on him being Garnett, living in Vegas for a couple years, and Mayweather's gyms, and even in the names that aren't big, you see great sparring going on.
Not only that, Beto, but like I said earlier in the telecast, he's from Cincinnati, man.
Yep.
Certain cities, Philadelphia, Cincinnati, New York, and of course East LA and LA. You're gonna groom fighters a different way. You have that natural ability. There's so many boxing gyms to choose from. You grow up a fighter. So this is a man that naturally knows how to fight in Javon Garnett. You give him the opportunity under the lights, and he's gonna try to shine and steal the show.
And San Antonio, a great fight city, a great amateur scene. A mouthpiece goes out again. Yo-Yo Morales, the Texan, on the attack. The taller fighter is finally standing tall. Just like you were asking, Sergio.
No one complaining about the mouthpiece being out, and the referee just picked it up right now. Didn't stop the action. Great work by the ref, by the way, Beto.
And got Garnett shaking his head. He got tagged. Less than a minute to go in the 8th round.
And still not stopping the action, the referee. I love that. That's what you got to do. They're seeing momentum by Morales. Wait till. See, the crowd didn't like it. Morales was getting some things going.
Yeah, good job by Ray stopping it when there was a lull in the action.
A small lull in the action. The crowd didn't like it because Morales was breaking the action and actually breaking the distance, finally doing what he had to be doing earlier in the fight.
Excellent round for Orgullo. Gregory Morales. Right hand on top. Garnett in the corner, trying to get away, gets tagged to the body once and 2.
Good body shots from Morales. Garnett didn't like those body shots. I think it'll serve Morales right to ignore the head for the next round and a half and just keep attacking the body. It does 2 things. It's going to slow down the legs, and it's going to keep your target still.
Time! Next time you use that mouthpiece, if I call you, switch it out. All right.
And Morales breaking that distance with that pawing jab right there. But look, made himself small, and that's the reason that right hand landed. That's clever, tall boxing, I would say right there. Look at the jab. Pawing, dipped down, dipped his knees, made himself the same height as his shorter target just to come with that looping shot over the left hand of Garnett. That is exactly what Gregory Morales needs to be doing more of. Pawing that jab and fighting at the shorter level, but it takes bending your knees to do that.
Stay right there. Stay right there.
You were saying, Sergio, you want to see Morales go to the body the next couple of rounds. He starts off going to the body.
Yeah, going to the body, but doing it responsibly. You know, my trainer used to tell me, you know, I was always, you know, all 6 foot. I was a little taller than my opponents, but he always wanted me to fight smaller than them. You know, get shorter than your short opponents and make that your secret. You know, you're a tall fighter. You can fight tall, but give him something to think about by making yourself small against a small target.
Round 8 was excellent for Rogelio Morales. Almost 100 punches thrown.
That way you can actually give your shorter opponent different looks, you know. You can fight small.
Oh, uppercut from Garnett as Morales was going to the body.
Because Morales is fighting tall. He's giving the same look to the shorter target, so he needs to alternate by going low and then going high. Fighting tall, fighting small.
Garnett in the corner. It's out of there. Both fighters landing uppercuts in this round.
Look, right now we know who's in control. It's Morales. But I'm more impressed of what Garnett is doing in this fight. You know, Gregory Morales, this is an opportunity to shine. You know, the co-main event. This is what we all wait for. And you're in there against a fighter that's been out of the ring for 2.5 years. You know, this is a fighter that should be looking good against. But Garnett's in this fight, and he's making it difficult for the prospect in Morales.
You never know what you're going to get when a fighter hasn't been in the ring for a while, and somebody like Javon Garnett, who had start and stops to his career. You don't know. Sometimes guys say things and then they do something else. And this is good work for Gregory Morales. It's not easy because Morales continues to climb.
Chopping right hand by Garnett right there. Went to the body with the right hand. Same right hand up top. No jabs for Morales, just following around Garnett.
Golden Boy President Eric Gomez sitting ringside, and you're wondering, a fighter like Morales, who's 16-1, if he gets past tonight, what happens next? You're no longer taking on other guys that are just going to stand with you. You got to figure out, you go and take on a former contender, a former champion. Like, you got to figure out what's happening. What are you going to do with the young fighter?
No, Morales is not ready for those. And you know, I think Morales has a lot of potential. But at 16-1, he still needs a little bit more grooming, more developing.
Yep. And that's what Golden Boy Fight Night's all about, developing young fighters. And you got to earn your way to the Saturday night headlining.
Good uppercut. Yeah. That's what Morales needs to get back. That's been his best punch, is the uppercuts on the inside.
We head to the 10th and final round. Main event, moments away, Alexis Rocha, Santana's own, trying to get back to the contender status, confident in himself. Setback against Giovanni Santillan, and it's a man who has upset on his mind, Summer Dominguez, not well known outside of Obregon, that he's ready to open up your eyes tonight.
An unknown, undefeated Mexican power puncher. What can go wrong, Beto Duran?
Oh, you know. Oh, you know.
Let's go.
10th and final round. How will Gregory Morales close the fight?
You know what I would like Gregory Morales to do. You know, he's already come up short once against another tricky, shorter southpaw in Akitsugi. You know, 2 years ago.
Yep.
So right now, I'm not saying he's getting exposed by Garnett, but there's still a lot of polishing you need with Morales. You know, so I would recommend to really study his tape, study tall fighters. You know, how they use their jab, how they use their range, how they frustrate shorter opponents with jabs, making them run into right hands. Study Diego Pacheco. Diego Pacheco went from 0 to 60 in development like that. You know, this is a man that's in line for a title shot. Similar height, similar style, and this is what I think Gregory Morales should look at. Fighters that know how to fight on the inside, but know how to set up that height with power responsibly.
Yeah, being top 4 in the division. Halfway through the 10th and final round. He's only 23 years old, Goyo Morales. A lot of those early fights, you know, you just put him away. He was 16 fighting in Mexico in the bars and just to get the action, right? Like, this is where the real development's been happening the last couple of years. It's his 3rd fight with his new trainer. Changed the lifestyle, changed the approach, the attitude.
And you know what? You touch on something right there, Beto. Good point, because 3 fights with a new trainer is not enough to build chemistry, to build trust, to build a lot of the things that you need to develop as a contender. So maybe they're learning and they're a work in progress, but whatever it is, they need to learn how to fight like a taller fighter better, and they need to learn how to stay on their opponents when they have success on the inside.
And it's his first 10th round fight for Goyo Morales.
There you go. There's that right uppercut. That caught the attention of Garnett. There it is.
Garnett against the ropes, trying to hold on, and he does. Garnett's a tough dude. He is a tough dude. You bring Jigsaw Garnett to town, you better be ready.
All right, guys, cut the chatter.
If Morales had one more round, I would think he would have success. He already found how to close the distance, but it was too little, too late. He rocked Garnett, but Garnett's gonna make it out of the finish line.
Good fight. Good fight between these two 126-pounders. Respect between them. So we'll go to the judges' scorecards in our co-feature tonight. Young trainer did a good job tonight for El Goyo Morales. Los Muertos Gym in Southern California, where they're at. The replay search.
There's that left uppercut. That did all the damage right there. Garnett didn't like that punch early in the fight, and he certainly didn't like it later in the fight. That's what he should have done more of, Morales. Picks the shorter fighter with left and right uppercuts. There you see another right uppercut from the other stance. Those are the shots that were actually rocking the shorter fighter, but it was too few in between to actually keep him hurt and get the knockout.
So people watching us in the Rio Grande Valley, the East Coast, in Hawaii, in Coahuila. Salutes to everybody. Aloha. And Riyadh season is coming. Wembley Stadium edition in London. A huge September showdown. Saturday, the 21st. Anthony Joshua against Daniel Dubois. Available worldwide on DAZN. And of course, watching us in San Antonio, where the young man is from. All right, so Morales and Garnett go the distance. Judges' scorecards are in. Yeah, Garnett hasn't been in a ring in almost 3 years. He's telling our cameras. Let's see what the judges say.
Ladies and gentlemen, here in Indio, let's make some noise for these two warriors going all 10 rounds of firefight in the center of the ring. We now go to the judges' scorecards. Pat Russell scored this contest 96-94. Jose Cobian saw it 98-92. Fernando Villarreal had it 99-91. All three judges in favor of your winner by unanimous decision from San Antonio, Texas, and via Unión, Mexico, Gregory Goyo Morales.
Unanimous decision for El Goyo. One wide, one close. Interesting, but regardless, though, Morales gets the unanimous decision. He had to work for it. It was tough. Good learning experience, Sergio Mora.
Really good learning experience, and styles make fights, and this is the type of style that you want to grow from. You fought a shorter, tricky, athletic fighter in Garnett, but you don't want to fight short, tricky fighters anymore. You want to get guys your own size, guys that are going to come to fight, stand in front of you. Garnett, 96-94 was way too close. 99-91 is ridiculous, but you know that Garnett was in this fight. Morales had his moments, but every time he landed good shots, Garnett would come right back with something, like a body shot right there. Both fighters landed good shots. They both got their respect. It was the uppercuts that I want to see more of by Morales, but every time he got on the inside, it was Garnett coming over the top, making it a little bit more difficult for the taller fighter. There's that the left uppercut, Beto. That uppercut started landing from the beginning of the fight. If he can start concentrating more on developing that uppercut, getting more confidence with that uppercut, he's going to be a lot more vicious a lot earlier in these fights.
And Garnett stayed in the ring. As you were talking about these highlights, he stayed in the ring to look at our big screen, and he's watching the highlights like a fan. He kind of shrugged his shoulders, and he's like, okay, I lost, but whatever.
No, he lost, but he was in the fight. He made a good showing. For a man that's been out of the ring for 2.5 years, he made it to the finish line. Hey, this is a win for him, a moral victory.
Gregory Morales threw a lot of punches, landing 19% of them. Garnett landing 20, according to CompuBox. And Garnett, I can see him being called back quickly at 126 pounds. Stay active, young man. And Gregory Morales, learn and move on. All right, the fight card. Our main event is next. Wins so far. We've had 2 stoppages, 2 decisions. What will we get in the main event from Indio?
Live only on DAZN, July 20. Jake Paul versus Mike Perry.
I fear no man. I'm ready anytime, any place, anyone. People think I'm crazy.
Mike Perry ends people.
A violent, bare knuckle, undefeated legend.
He is a savage. He is an absolute killer.
I'm gonna hurt you bad. I'm bringing the pain. You will be terrified.
Jake Paul versus Mike Perry, July 20. Live only on DAZN. Buy now at DAZN.com.
We're ready for the main event from Fantasy Springs Resort Casino. Alexis Rocha, Santiago Dominguez. Let's get it started. The sun has set here in the Coachella Valley. It's time for the Golden Boy Fight Night main event. A 10-round contest between Santa Ana's Alexis Rocha and unbeaten Mexican Santiago Summer Dominguez in a welterweight clash. Alexis Rocha was on the verge of a championship shot before Giovanni Santillán eliminated that opportunity with a big stoppage. After a victory over Frederick Lawson last March, Rocha is back on the championship hunt. Standing in his way, that man right there, Santiago Summer Dominguez, the 32-year-old from Ciudad, Obregon, Mexico, is fighting for his second bout after a 2-year layoff. A win tonight would change things for him professionally and personally, and it'll be great for him at 147 pounds. Alexis Rocha brings a crowd. A lot of fans have driven the 2 hours to get here to the Coachella Valley to Fantasy Springs to see Alexis Rocha. He turned pro as a teen. He's been knocking on the door, but a setback, as we mentioned, against Giovanni Santiago when he got stopped, derailed those plans. Back here ringside, Beto Duran and Sergio Mora. Sergio, you've seen Alexis' career, the way he's risen, how he was one fight away from fighting for a world title. You know what it's like when you get to the top, become a champion, and then come down and have to climb back up. Alexis hasn't been that champion, but he's been knocked down. How does he get back up?
Here's the difference, Beto. When I was close to the championship level, I made it to the championship level. I didn't get knocked out. I didn't get beat up like he did. Rocha took a beating in that Santiago fight, and he got outboxed, you know, in 2020 by Ellis. So he's been outboxed and he's been outfought. It's going to be very difficult for a fighter like Alexis Rocha to come back. But if anyone could do it, it's a fighter like him. And I'll tell you why, Beto. Not only does he have the skill and the team, he has the character, man. Whenever you're dealing with fighters that come back from physical fights like that, it's not going to be about skill anymore. It's not going to be about strength anymore. It's going to be about character. It's going to be about how you handle that loss and how you take that loss and keep evolving as a fighter. It takes a lot to do. Only few could do it, but I think Alexis Rocha could do it.
You want to give a lot of credit to Giovanni Santiago. That night he was perfect. Alexis Rocha said he tunes out the haters. He keeps his circle very, very small. So you start building your career back. They gave him Frederick Lawson earlier this year, a fight where just to shake some of the cobwebs and get some rounds. How does he move on from that fight, which is was set up, you know, you're supposed to win that kind of fight.
No, you got to get the confidence back. You got to get your swagger back if you're a boxer. And, you know, Lawson was a good test, but now it's Dominguez. I mean, there's an unknown, undefeated, power-punching Mexican. Alexis Rocha is going to have to really be sharp in this fight. He's dealing with a fighter that's going to give you just as much as you bring. Look, this is Alexis Rocha when he still fought like an undefeated fighter. Like he fought like a guy that couldn't be knocked out. That's not the same fighter we're going to see anymore. Look at how relentless he was. Now, we're going to see a more cerebral boxer. You're going to see a lot more jabs. You're going to see more defense, more head movement. That's what getting knocked out does to you, man. You have to switch your game up. You can't just be a wrecking ball going forward and forward. You have to adapt. You know, you have to adapt as more of a boxer. So he has to mix up his attack. Yes, he's a brawler. Yes, he can attack and a volume puncher. But now he has to show a different dimension, and that's jabbing, boxing, using your head.
You have to use your head if you're Sergio Mora. You have to use your head if you're Alexis Rocha. But if you're Summer Dominguez from Ciudad, Obregon, where nobody knows you outside of your area, you're fighting the United States a couple times, but nobody was there for those fights. You've been clamoring to get any kind of fight in the United States against the bigger names. He was on that card where Alexis knocked out Lawson. His team asked for a picture because they're fight fans, but they said we also knew that maybe one day this will happen. They thought maybe next year, not this year. They got the call, they jumped on it. A huge opportunity and very dangerous.
There's no babies in boxing. They were scouting the competition. Yeah. That's exactly what they were doing. That they know when the fighter's in their range, when they know that they're in the same weight class, we could possibly fight this fight. And here we are, they're gonna fight each other. This is exactly what fighters like Dominguez wait for. They wait for this opportunity to shine. This Mexican is unknown, but he's an undefeated power puncher. And unknown can work in your benefit. Not a lot of things to study out of him, and he has the power to turn your lights out.
We saw Dominguez on a Golden Boy Fight Night show in Costa Rica last year. Yocasta Valle was the main event, and that opened up the eyes of the Golden Boy matchmakers. Like, okay, let's see what it's about. They brought him back in March, so you knew that they were going to use him. I didn't expect him to go against Alexis Rocha. He's all knockouts, 20 of them by a knockout. He has been against limited competition, but when you're that hungry and you've been asking for it, you cannot overlook him at all.
No, 27 wins and 23 by knockout. I mean, that's incredible power right there. And when you get the call, like I said earlier, that's exactly what they wait for. And they shine in opportunities like this. So the stage is set. Now it's time to eat.
Inside the locker room, Lex wearing the silver tonight, and last October, he was on the cusp of a welterweight title shot. That night, Rocha stepped into the ring looking to cement his place atop the 147-pound division. Instead, he was blitzed by underdog Giovanni Santiago in 6 rounds, derailing any chance to win a championship strap. Tonight, Rocha continues on the road back in what he hopes will be a successful climb back to a title opportunity.
He won't admit it. I heard his interview, but there was a lot of stuff, a lot of pressure that was added with the mural and being on TV and taking him everywhere. He doesn't want to admit it because Alexis is always the type that won't use excuses. But I think that had a lot of effect, and it was obviously, probably not the right time. Maybe he wasn't ready. I don't know, but he definitely wasn't him that night, for sure.
Couldn't ask for a better camp. My team, everyone was on point. Just day of the fight, When you're thrown in certain situations, like we knew Giovanni was going to come at me, being aggressive, I kind of went away from my game plan.
Can't let you take those shots like that, okay? Your hands are down. Come on.
And that wasn't when we practiced, and he got the better of me that night.
I mean, obviously this defeat, it was different because he had never been hurt, never been knocked down. I think it brought the team closer together, believe it or not. I mean, watching him hit the walls after the fight, and as emotional as he was, I remember telling the guys, I pulled everybody off to the side and I said, this is when he's going to need us the most. Because a lot of guys, especially in boxing, nobody plans to lose. I've said this before, there is no plan B, and I knew we had our work cut out for us, but I think it, I don't know, it just made us feel closer together as a unit. And, we started this shit together, and we're going to end it.
Faced a lot of adversity that fight, and, that chapter's been closed. It's time to move forward and focus on Santiago Dominguez.
What's his mindset as he bounces back from a very difficult loss?
Redemption. But he has come back with the right mindset, ready to stay active and reclaim that spot once again.
What you guys expect of Alexis Rocha is a new guy hitting the radar again. I want to make an impressive statement. An impressive win over Santiago Dominguez puts me up there again with the talks for fighting for world championships, and that's what I want.
I want him to be smarter. Right? Being smarter is following a game plan all the way to the end, not falling off track.
To win a fight, it's not about being strong. It's not about being fast. It's about using your head. It's about using your smart, your IQ, and that's what I'm gonna apply this fight. I do believe that the best is yet to come.
Does he need to send a statement? I think he's got to prove to himself. I mean, every fight is different. The guy on paper looks like, obviously, he's got some pop. Don't look for the knockout. If the guy wants to box, he'll box. He wants to bang, he'll bang. Let the fight come to him. It'll be there, and I think we can stop. We have a good chance to stop this.
First things first, handle July 19th, handle business there, and then go on for the Barrios, for the Stanionis, for the Brian Norman. Those are the guys I want, the Boots, Ennis. Those are the champions or the interim champions that are going to be elevated to the full-blown world champions. So those are the guys I want to be fighting next. We're coming back, and we'll be back better than ever, but I'm very grateful for Golden Boy, for the whole staff just supporting me throughout the years. And this is home. This is my family. This is where I'm going to end my career with Golden Boy.
Main event time tonight. The tail of the tape. Alexis Rocha, the taller fighter. They're pretty even. Height-wise, weight-wise, reach-wise. The only difference is Santiago Dominguez is 32 years old. 27-0. 20 KOs. All right, Mark Randall ready to bring him in.
All right, fight fans, here in Indio, the championship belt is in the ring, and it's time for your main event of the evening. Let's meet first, making his way to the blue corner, from Ciudad, Obregon, Sonora, Mexico, Santiago Dominguez.
Summer. S-O-M-E-R. That's just what they call me. I don't know why. I got it as a kid. He's ready to be in the main event tonight. Y saludos a toda la gente de La Rueda, Ciudad, Obregon. Where City Salido from. Where Chavez was born. Our good friend Bernardo Osuna from ESPN, that's where he's from. But they've had some great fighters over the year. And Golden Boy just signed a young man named Terror Cabrera, who's from Obregon. You fight your way out of that city. You got to be tough. And let's look at the Ring Magazine keys to victory. Number 1, box on the toes, stay off the ropes. The second one, straight rights from a distance. And 3, uppercuts in close.
And now his opponent making his way to the red corner, accompanied by recording artist from SOA Musica, Gustavo Palafox from Santa Ana, California. Please welcome Alexis Rocha.
Hoy bien lleno de emociones me encontré con mi jarana. Voy a rendir homenaje a la canción mexicana. Voy a rendir homenaje a la canción más galana, la canción más primorosa que es la canción mexicana. Pa' hacer pesos y a montones no hay como el americano. Pa' conquistar corazones no hay mejor que un mexicano. Y es que como lo consigue, si no es cantando canciones, como es el cielito lindo que alegra los corazones.
Alexis Rocha, full on production for the Golden Boy Fight Night main event. As Aristeo opens up the road for him. Let's look at the keys to victory. Brought to you by Ring Magazine for Alexis Rocha. Cut the ring off. Do not neglect the jab is the first one. 2, attack the body. And 3, combination punching in close. Friday night, Golden Boy Fight Night. Oh, you get that main event feel. Mark Frado is our ring announcer. You've been doing great all night. Frado, make this place explode.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome once again to the center of the ring here at Fantasy Springs Resort Casino in Indio, California. This is Golden Boy Fight Night on DAZN, and this is your main event of the evening. Scheduled for 10 rounds, it'll be contested for the vacant WBO NABO Welterweight Championship. It's brought to you by Oscar de la Hoya's Golden Boy Promotions and presented by BetOnline. Odds for the fights are brought to you by BetOnline and Wild Casino, America's most trusted online casino. Let's get wild. The main event is sanctioned by the World Boxing Organization, the president, Francisco Paco Valcarcel. And joining us in the ring, supervisor, WBO Vice President, Gino Rodriguez. The main event is also sanctioned by the California State Athletic Commission, the chairman, Peter Villegas, the executive officer, Andy Foster. The judges scoring this championship contest are Carla Caiz, Pat Russell, and Fernando Villarreal. And controlling the action at the sound of the bell, the referee in charge is Ray Corona. And now, live from Indio, 10 rounds for the WBO NABO Welterweight Championship. Ladies and gentlemen, it's go time! Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner. He weighed in at 146 3/4 pounds. As a professional, he is undefeated. 27 bouts, 27 victories, 20 wins coming by way of knockout. He wears blue and silver this evening and hails from Ciudad, Obregon, Sonora, Mexico. Please welcome the former WBC Latino, Fager Box, and USA Silver Champion, currently ranked as the number 11 welterweight by the WBO, Santiago Dominguez. His opponent fights out of the red corner. He weighed in at 146 1/2 pounds. As a professional, his impressive record stands with 24 victories against only 2 defeats, 16 wins coming by way of knockout. Wearing silver trimmed in black and hailing from Santa Ana, California. Please welcome the former WBC Continental Americas, the former WBO NABO champion. He is now ranked as the #9 welterweight in the world by the WBO. Ladies and gentlemen, Alexis Rocha!
Good. The belt line right here is good. The belt line right here is good. You want to touch gloves? Do it now. God bless.
Main event time. Summer Dominguez in the biggest fight of his career. Undefeated record on the line for him. Ten rounds.
Ready?
Friday night action. Ray Corona brings him out. Alexis Rocha, the southpaw in silver. And the first time that Dominguez has taken on a southpaw. Said it wasn't going to phase him at all. He brought in some sparring partners. He's ready.
Yeah, quiet confidence from Dominguez when we spoke to him. I mean, of course he's undefeated. Of course he's a power puncher. But not fighting a southpaw, I mean, there's cause for concern there as a professional, but not with Dominguez. I guess when you carry that power, you have that eraser, doesn't matter what style you face.
They were on the same card 111 days ago. Alexis controlled and stopped Frederick Lawson.
Work out of there, guys.
For Dominguez, he got the split decision. A fight that he had to earn. And Alexis Rocha immediately to the body.
Twice already to the body. You can tell that's his game plan right now. He's countering to the body.
But having watched Dominguez a couple of times, he's going to stand there and trade with you.
Man, Dominguez looks a lot bigger than Rocha. Taller and in size. Shoulders, biceps.
He rehydrated well. Alexis, we said all night, trying to get back to the 147-pound contention area.
I mean, look, when it comes to Alexis Rocha, he was knocking on the door of a title shot before getting knocked out by Giovanni Santiago. And now, what does he do? Gets a quick win, and now he's in there with a tough, power-punching, undefeated Mexican. I mean, the guts and the confidence on Alexis Rocha.
Push down. Yeah, that was the night where Santiago looked beautiful and perfect and amazing. Nobody expected that. You didn't expect Rocha to be controlled and dominated in that fashion.
Man, that was beautiful brutality at its best, Beto. I mean, Santiago, the underdog, comes in and just beat down a #1 contender in Rocha. It was incredible to watch.
And it was the question of how much that beatdown take out of him. He's had one fight since and lost it, and he's getting tagged right now as Dominguez comes out hard. Push down.
Let's go.
And Dominguez is going to be there all night long.
It'll serve Rocha right to start jabbing. Don't exchange with Dominguez yet. You know, I already seen Dominguez break the distance way too easy, just like he did right there. This is too easy for Dominguez. Right now, Rocha should stay off the ropes, jab, keep the fight in the middle of the ring. Feel the hands, feel the power, see if it's legit before you start exchanging with such a big, strong fighter.
The right side of Rocha is already red from the body shots from Dominguez.
La campana of the bell, gentlemen.
Dominguez attacking the final seconds of the first round. Oh man, main event. It's gonna be good, and Dominguez very confident as he goes back to his corner.
He can't box. Let's just be honest, he can't box. All he's doing is trying to overwhelm you. Stay in that shell, get a little bit short.
Te sube la de esta. Oye, dale agua y la de esta. Mira, te voy a decir algo. Cuando estés pegado a él, entonces si te agarra una mano con una mano, para eso está el referee. ¿Sí me entiendes? Entonces tú suelta golpe. Ya no te estés agachando. Si estás agachado.
When he's grabbing one arm, you got to punch with the other arm, all right? So work with the arm that's free.
How do you feel? Good? Vivo, wait, Vivo. First round's out of the way. That was good, really good. Don't let him try to fucking steal the round, okay? Hard jab, that upper.
This was an excellent round by Rocha, but then towards the end of the round, Dominguez got him against the ropes, and you can see the heavy hands. Chopping left hand by Rocha right there. Rocha better stay sharp and focused this entire fight, because you can tell the power is real on Dominguez.
Because Hector Lopez told Rocha he can't fight.
No. Can't box.
He can't box, sorry. Because Dominguez is going to come in there and just be brawling with you.
No, he can fight. He can't box. So yeah, when fighters like that, you gotta use angles. You gotta use your jab. Use some footwork. Don't stay in front of the power too long.
Oh, snapping back. Both fighters attacking, sitting down on their punches.
Yeah, but good body shot by Dominguez on the inside right there. Man, he's such a big fighter. He doesn't look like a welterweight in there.
He rehydrated well.
He looks like a light heavyweight, Beto. I would like to know how much Santiago Dominguez weighs right now, because he doesn't look like no middleweight or super middleweight.
Rocha with the body work as Dominguez covers up.
And they just bounce off Dominguez's torso right there. You can tell that the power's not going to affect Dominguez. He's too big. Rocha's going to have to box, use his jab, stay off the ropes this entire fight.
Work, guys, work.
Rocha the southpaw.
Good pivot right there by Rocha. Turning Dominguez against the ropes.
Dominguez in the corner. Rocha is the skilled boxer. He's got the technique. He's got the pedigree.
Yeah, it's night and day with the amateur pedigree.
As Dominguez doesn't care about that. Attacking.
I love the fact that Rocha's concentrated on the bodies. Power punchers and big fighters, they don't like getting dug down to the body like that. Rocha from the first round to right now has been concentrating and investing in the body. Very smart by Rocha.
Scheduled for 10 rounds. That's what I meant to go in the second. Summer Dominguez, we told you, did not come in with any kind of respect. He came in looking to change his life and career.
And I already see a change in Rocha. He's not loading up on the combinations right now. He's getting some speed behind the punches. He's looking at pot shots right now. Just like that.
Eats a jab from Dominguez, does Rocha. Stiff jab.
Yeah, this is going to be Rocha's fight, man. Normally we're accustomed to seeing Rocha on the front foot. Volume punching, combinations. Not tonight. He's going to have to pick his spots, turn, move, and use the entire ring.
Body shots from Rocha, making the face of Dominguez wince. 10 seconds to go in the round.
Dominguez doesn't like those body shots, and Rocha knows that.
Oh man, this is gonna heat up and be a good one. El Niño Sandoval, who just had a stoppage recently at the Toyota Arena. And the flyweight division. He's not going to talk much, but he gets in that ring. He's fun to see. El Niño Sandoval. Congratulations to him. Las Vegas. That's where you're going to see undefeated knockout artist Vergil Ortiz back in action later this summer when he takes on the Ukraine's Sergey Bohachuk. Ortiz has won all 21 of his pro fights by knockout, and he'll be looking to extend his impressive streak in Vegas Saturday, August 10th at Mandalay Bay. The Sphere is just so cool, man. Have you played golf by there?
I haven't, but I know it's distracting. I've been seeing it on social media. The big happy face while you're trying to drive.
Third round of action. Alexis Rocha, the 27-year-old southpaw. Already looking sharper in these couple rounds than he did against Frederick Lawson, where he was just trying to shake off what happened to Giovanni Santillan.
I like this new look from Rocha. He's on the back foot now, which is surprising. He's picking and pecking with that jab, finding his moments and digging down hard to the body in spots.
Well, you can't be the same fighter at 27 that you were at 20.
Well, you know what, Beto? Sometimes you can. You can't be the same fighter after getting knocked out. That is the difference. you know, you got to change. You got to change exactly what put you in that position. No, that was a good body shot. That wasn't low. That was a good body shot. Dominguez didn't like that. That was borderline.
Yeah, Ray Corona saying, let's go.
No, Dominguez sold that well. That was a legitimate body shot. He didn't like it. He hasn't been liking those body shots.
That's something to watch, the body shots from Alexis Rocha. He's been investing early to the body of Summer Dominguez in blue. But Dominguez also attacking the body himself. And he goes to the belt line and eats a left. In the corner is Dominguez. Rocha going to the body.
Beautiful angle there by Rocha. That's another thing we haven't seen. Him flanking his opponent. He's always staying in front of the opponent with his combinations. Now you see he's faster on his feet, trying to get an angle.
Rocha did his sparring at RGBA with Robert Garcia's guys. Getting great work.
Strong jab there by Dominguez.
Right hand from Dominguez. Rocha holds on.
Look, you know who the more polished fighter here is. It's obviously Alexis Rocha. He's the one that's going to have to box and be on his back foot. The more rugged power puncher, slower puncher is Dominguez. But it's okay, because when you have power like that, it only takes one shot.
Well, the thing with Dominguez, 20 knockouts, but it's been against lesser competition. So
beautiful.
Spun him around and landed it, Rocha.
That
right left hand from Rocha.
Dominguez is rocked. Rocha got hit. I'm sorry, Rocha hit him with a left hand that Dominguez didn't see coming in the side of the head. That shook him up.
Now Rocha against the ropes. Body shot! And Ray Corona is saying keep it going. Dominguez is trying to sell it.
Let's go.
Ray Corona did not buy it. He said it's on the belt.
Hey, credit to Ray Corona. That's the second time Dominguez got a hit with a body shot. Trying to sell it. Ray Corona's not having it. Rocha should keep attacking the body.
10 seconds to go in the third round. Picking up Rocha and Dominguez. And now Dominguez trying to go to the low below the belt. And Rocha lands one at the belt. Oh, in the corner, Dominguez does not like it.
On the bell, I hit him right there on the belt line. Tú deja de legar y ya ponte a pelear. Ese morro siente tu pegada.
Hey, you gotta start fighting. He can feel your power.
Pero
He's getting a linear. The upper's there all day.
I'm not gonna play into it. It was on the belt line. Don't play
into
it.
In other words, keep going back to the body. Fuck this motherfucker, right?
Keep going back to the body. Forget this mofo. Those are the instructions by Hector Lopez, and I love that instructions. Look at these body shots. Those are low. They're going right on the belt line. Those shorts are going above the navel. That is a legal shot right there, Beto Duran. That is a legal body shot. And Ray Corona saw it. Credit to Ray Corona.
Let's go, second down.
All right, great job by our replay crew freezing it right on the spot. You saw the Northgate logo get hit.
Tell.
And Dominguez tried to, twice, you said it, he doesn't like it. And Hector Lopez told him to go right back to it. And Dominguez coming out aggressive, as is Rocha.
If Rocha keeps going back to the body, he's gonna end up hurting Dominguez again.
Oh, big left from Rocha. Goes to the body. Dominguez answers with the right of his own. Both fighters with vicious intentions here in the fourth.
Man, Dominguez looks like a completely different fighter in a different weight class. Just way bigger than Alexis Rocha. In height and size and mass.
Brandy Flores in the corner of Rocha. What are they saying?
Telling Rocha to not stop with that jab and to keep going towards the body because it's obviously affecting Dominguez, and to stay off the ropes. You saw Rocha kind of bounce off of him and get off the ropes in the last round. He's listening to the instructions very well so far.
You know, all my time in boxing, Beto, I wasn't a puncher, but I fought a lot of punches. And I can tell you right now, the harder they punch, they don't like body shots. They don't like getting hurt because they're accustomed to doing the hurting.
Power shots through three, advantage Rocha. Upstairs is Dominguez.
Rocha better not get comfortable. Those are two big shots by a big puncher.
Couple left from Rocha to counter. Picks at the body, goes upstairs with the left.
Rocha needs to power box right here. He needs to forget his instinct of combinations like he used to. He built a career in combinations, but now he has to be a sniper and fight in spots.
Be a sniper?
He needs to be a sniper. He can't compete power with power. He needs to fight in angles. He needs to get a position in a lining where Dominguez is not comfortable. You got to flank the power puncher.
Less than a minute to go in the fourth. Rocha giving a lot of different angles.
Yeah, because if you stand in front of a power puncher, you make it easier for him. Look, right there.
Like that.
You're making it easier for him. And the more he punches, the more confidence he gets. And he's bound to slip through the glove and hurt you.
So right there, that's what Dominguez wants.
That's what Dominguez wants, and that's what he shouldn't get if you're Rocha.
30 seconds to go in the round.
Rocha should keep the fight exactly where he's at right now, in the middle of the ring. You want to totally discourage power punchers. Don't give them nothing. You all box their ears off and have them missing, shadow boxing in there.
Fun round, back and forth. Rocha a body shot.
Beautiful, beautiful movement right there by Rocha. Stepping back and hurting Dominguez again to the body.
Exactly what you're asking for, Sergio Mora, and Rocha did at the end. Brandy Flores has more on the relationship between these two.
Yeah, guys, Alexis, Rocha, and Summer Dominguez were on the same card earlier this year, and Dominguez went up and asked Rocha after the fights for a picture because his trainer thought that they would eventually fight later this year, didn't think it was going to come this soon, and Rocha's trainer, Hector Lopez, in fact, told his team to check out Dominguez's fight on that same night before Rocha went out to fight because he felt that he was going to eventually fight this guy too, and here they are.
Hector Lopez said, hey, my TKO crew, go look at this guy. Advanced scouting.
Drop. Mira. 2 o 3.
Ray Corona saying awesome fight. He's having fun in there, the referee. And it is a good one.
It's a very good one because we see that the game plan is being implemented by Alexis Rocha. He's power boxing. And you can see that Dominguez is just one big punch away anytime Rocha gets near the ropes.
You see the back of Dominguez. He has those cupping marks on him. Try to get that blood flow. Probably got that a few days ago. From Obregon, he works hard. Good dude. Met him in Costa Rica, as I mentioned. He's just saying, hey, one day I want to fight in the United States.
Good body shot by Rocha.
Again, Ray Corona's letting him work on the belt, and that's exactly where they're at.
Because they're legal blows. It's just this man doesn't like getting hit to the body. A lot of scary power punchers hate getting hit to the body.
And Summer's usually the first one, usually the bully in the ring.
Look, man, every monster has a kryptonite. Everyone. Okay, that one was a little bit low.
Yes.
But Rocha not in his head. He better not stop going down there.
There's that right from Dominguez that moves Rocha back. The brute strength is on the side of Dominguez.
I can see Dominguez landing something and getting the attention and rocking Rocha, but Rocha better start, not get comfortable, keep moving that head, keep moving their feet laterally, and stay off the ropes.
The reason we hadn't seen Dominguez in the United States, he fought a couple times early in his career in Arizona, was he was trying to get that work visa to come to the United States. Finally got it, and here he is now. He was fighting all over Mexico as he wears a big left from Rocha, but it was against lower competition. He was making a name, but it wasn't against guys that wanted to fight him.
Yeah, but that's the MO of Mexican fighters. You know, when they come up, their first 30, 40, even 50 fights are against no names. Guys have 50-50 records. Yeah. They learn on the job. They don't have that amateur pedigree. You know, Dominguez only had 47 fights. When you're dealing with Rocha, he had hundreds of fights. Youngest junior Olympic champion. So they learn on the job. They're blue-collar workers, and that's why the Mexican toughness, you know, it's hard to compete against that.
Well, Dominguez was fighting in a palenque, in a bull ring in Mexico. Rocha was representing USA and Russia as a team.
Beautiful.
From
beautiful.
Rocha, uppercut from Rocha.
This is what we've never seen from Rocha, what I've never seen from Rocha. Not stay in front of his target, be more of a matador instead of a bull.
Did not look like this against Giovanni Santillan.
No,
he was a target the
no,
entire
he did
night.
not. He tried to go punch for punch and bull for bull with just a stronger fighter in Santillan that wasn't going to be denied.
Slips a punch, lands 1-2, does Rocha. And they're going belt to belt. They're going belt to belt. It's right now the punches are in San Diego. They're approaching Tijuana. They're right there.
South of the border, almost.
They're at San Isidro, man.
They're at San Isidro.
Fun action, fun action. Next weekend, the return of the greatest woman of all time, Clarissa Shields. She's moving up 2 weight classes to take on Canada's Vanessa Joannis for the WBC heavyweight title at Little Caesars Arena, July 27th, live on DAZN.
Santiago Dominguez told us that he's going to force Alexis Rocha back because he can't box on the back foot. How wrong he was. Rocha is fighting beautifully off the back foot, but that is where he shouldn't be, against the ropes. I love the way he's digging the body. I love the angles. I love the way he's pivoting and moving laterally. This is power boxing by Alexis Rocha, and a new tangible we haven't seen in his arsenal.
Golden Boy Fight Night, all about giving you great fights. We got the 6th round coming your way. Rocha and Dominguez. Look, if you're in LA, Vegas, the Dominican Republic, let them know that you're watching this one. This is definitely a fan-friendly fight.
I want to see more of this Alexis Rocha. Pot shotting, power boxing, moving, picking his spots. This is going to be a fighter that's going to evolve into a champion one day. You can't go volume punching and just be toughness for toughness in the championship level. This is what I want to see more of.
You gotta keep ascending. You gotta keep climbing. You gotta keep getting better.
Look at that. Beautiful shot to the body, goes upstairs, steps back, right back to the middle of the ring for Alexis Rocha.
And left from Rocha, strong. Combination from Rocha, finishes up with the body shot.
Look, normally Rocha would stay there and keep throwing combinations. Not anymore. Landed 4 shots, got right back to the middle of the ring, says, come and get me.
3 shots landed by Dominguez against the ropes. Rocha spins him around. Now Dominguez against the ropes, and he eats a shot.
Pivoted away from the ring, stayed right there against the ropes, landing his combinations, and backed up to the center of the ring.
Exactly what you want.
That's exactly what he needs. Ring generalship. Get your punches, get your licks, then back up. Let them come to you.
Intelligence.
That's aggressive intelligence.
And here comes a Santana crowd making noise for Alexis Rocha. Snapping that jab. Dominguez walks into that. Rocha going back down to the body. You were saying earlier in the fights that you love when a fighter just keeps on picking at you with the jab to the body.
Man, this is a great example of inside body punching by both fighters. Both fighters tucking their elbows in, digging away. Who's gonna submit first? I mean, these are power shots downstairs.
Get off his head. Stop, stop. Let go, let go. Wait, no. Come on, chill.
Rocha bouncing around in the center of the ring.
Look at this. There's another thing we haven't seen from Rocha. You know, just jabbing, waiting for your opponent to come in, baiting him with that jab, just to be waiting for that left hand, that counter left hand. There it is right there. There's that left hand. Just power boxing, pot shotting. I needed to see this, Beto. I needed to see if Alexis Rocha had this in him. Can he really evolve into a boxer, a power boxer, and not just a brawler with volume? We're seeing it right now unfold in front of our eyes.
And we're done with 6.
Tempo.
I think Alexis Rocha also needed to see that from himself. Fans are loving it here, Fantasy Springs, even the LeBron James fan. Feeding me a Rocha in that corner.
Not boxing. This man is a fucking dummy. He only knows one way. He's throwing all right hands. Okay, start reading. Now you can counter one upstairs, the 2 shots. La left and rival.
Empújalo al cabrón. Si lo dejas que él vaya para adelante.
And this is what I'm talking about, man. Just beautiful power boxing. Look at that left 45-degree punch, semi-uppercut. Landed clean on the chin. But Rocha knew that wasn't going to be enough. Landed some more combinations and then stepped back to the middle of the ring. The old Alexis Rocha wouldn't do that. The old Alexis Rocha would stay against the ropes. Look at this. Pivoting away from the ropes, not going to the middle of the ring, getting his shots out, and then going backward step to the center of the ring. That's ring generalship. That's when you're in control of power boxing.
7th round of action. Alexis Rocha, the southpaw. And Summer Dominguez landed 30% of his shots through 6. Rocha with 44.
This is going to be an important round for Santiago Dominguez to get respect, and he's almost landing some shots right now. Rocha better start moving his head because right now his head is in the same place. His lower body's good. He's doing exactly what he's been doing. You know, he's moving, but the chin is staying in the same place, if you notice, Beto.
You see that 91 shots landed for Rocha? 40 of those were to the body.
And that's I love that. And there you go, some more. Look, man, right now, Alexis Rocha is having a beautiful performance. A performance I didn't think he had in him.
Oh.
But I want to see more head movement, man. More head movement. Notice how the chin is exactly in the trajectory of where Dominguez is punching. I would hate for a beautiful masterpiece that Rocha is painting in front of our eyes. Look, to get hit by one shot like that.
Counters with what?
More head movement for Rocha or he's bound to get caught.
And when you have a power puncher like Dominguez who hasn't been this deep in the water, he will get desperate to start trying to wing some big punches.
Absolutely. And with the power that he possesses, it's only going to take one.
Ciudad, Obregon, Tierra de los Yaquis. They're watching right now, and as Summer Dominguez looks like he's running out of time as we're in the 7th round.
You could tell that Alexis Rocha worked on pivoting away from the ropes. Anytime his back touched the ropes, it was get out of there, get on an angle, and keep attacking.
That's a great point because when Rocha fought Santiago, he was on the ropes the entire time. Not because Giovanni had him there, because he was trying to fight off of those.
Yeah, that's a no-no. You learned your lesson. Look, right now he's against the ropes. Expect him to get pivot out. Make himself small, get an angle, and there you go. There's the pivot right there, Beto.
Pivots out, lands 2 lefts. Snaps back the head of Dominguez.
But there goes Rocha pulling back. Dominguez is getting closer and closer to landing a looping, winging shot.
Blood from the mouth of Dominguez with 30 seconds to go in the round. Waiting for something to happen is Rocha. And that corner just yells, be smart, and he lands that left. Excellent boxing, intelligent boxing from Alexis Rocha on Golden Boy Fight Night. And he got hit with that right hand you're talking about at the end.
It should feel great. Fucking great.
¿Qué tal le buscas? Siéntate, siéntate.
Sit down, sit down.
Oye.
Go deep breath. Keep your golpes cortitos. Don't get wide and lazy like you did, all right? Don't start fucking sitting and trading. Keep breaking them down. Keep breaking them down. Do not change the fucking thing. I do want you to make it.
And look at that. Rocha looking at his corner saying, I got this, I got this. And comes back with a beautiful shot, and there's the flank, there's the position, there's the angle. That's where you attack strong power punchers. Not in front of them. You get in an angle and flank that power.
Second down. Awesome fight, Alex. Hey, chingón pelea, chingón.
Oh yeah, you heard that?
Ray's going back to his roots, baby. It is true. This is a fun fight. Golden Boy Fight Night, all about that.
I don't think he used that word exactly, Beto, but we know what Ray said.
Yeah. And the confidence from Rocha is really growing, isn't it? You can see it in him.
Man, the confidence and the way that he evolved into a power boxer now. I needed to see this from him. Like I said earlier, I didn't think he had this chapter in his book. I really didn't. I thought he was a volume puncher that used that southpaw angle, body shots, and fought on the inside. This is
body shot from Rocha. Dominguez doesn't like it. He's against the ropes. He's in trouble. Rocha sensing something, backs up.
But look at the forward from Rocha. Didn't smother, took one step back, waited for something to come back. Nothing came back. What is he doing? Backing up right to the middle of the ring. Ring generalship being applied. Power punching being applied. Everything being applied by Alexis Rocha right now.
Now Dominguez with an uppercut as Rocha was against the ropes. He gets off of it. Working, attacking is Rocha.
Uh-oh, there's a shot.
Right hand. That's what you've been asking for.
Okay, there's the shot. There's the one thing I've been seeing by Rocha. Getting a little bit too comfortable, pulling back.
Dominguez was complaining about a low blow. Roy Corona's been telling him all night, it's on the belt, then letting him work.
Good body shot by Dominguez, straight right hand to the body. It was blocked by Rocha, but he has such heavy hands that even when they're blocked, it's still having an impact on Rocha.
Hey.
Yeah, Rocha with the shoulder.
Come on.
See, when you have power, even when that punch is blocked, you still feel the impact, especially when it's to the body, Beto, because when you're blocking your rib and that power, your own elbow is digging to your own ribs.
Brandy Flores in the corner with Hector Lopez.
Hector, do you like what you see from Lex right now?
He's putting on a clinic. He's won every single round. You know, we wanted to show another side that he can box, not just straight. You know, he had a tough loss, and you can see he's more of a complete fighter now. He can box and do this all night. He doesn't have to get into harm's way.
At this point, what's the advice to him in the corner?
Just keep doing what he's doing. This guy's making mistakes. The knockout will be there. I told him, you decide when you want to end this fight. He doesn't get to make that decision.
So do you have this ending pretty quickly then,
Yes,
soon?
Absolutely.
Thank you.
You decide when you end it, okay. Hector Lopez very confident. And he should be, his fight is looking good.
I love the word he used, a clinic, and that's what we're seeing. We needed to see this side of Alexis Rocha. He said it, we're seeing it, and we got to appreciate it, because this is how you're going to become a champion, to know that you have this side of you as a fighter.
Number 8, guys?
Toma. No, dame el balde. Siéntate.
Sit down.
Con cuidado, tranquilo.
Look, calm down, calm down.
Eso, hombre. No vuelves de la vaselina, míralo. Ya no le metas, ya no le...
Like I said, you get to decide when this shit's over. He doesn't.
See anything that I'm not...
Look at that. That's an illegal move by Rocha, but he was able to get away with it. Got out of the corner, didn't go back to the middle of the ring. He stayed right there, got his punches, but as soon as Dominguez wanted to get his punches back in, what does Rocha do? He says, nope, I got my legs in, time to back up. That is frustration by Dominguez, and that's beautiful maneuvering. Being the matador is Alexis Rocha.
Alexis Rocha, yesterday Chris Escada, the Golden Boy photographer, had a great picture at the weigh-ins. They're facing each other, and Dominguez is the taller fighter, and he looks definitely much bigger tonight, but Rocha been chopping him down, Sergio.
Yes, he has. And on paper, Dominguez says that he's 5'8". No way he's 5'8".
Nah. It's like...
That's why you can't always trust the numbers, Beto. There's no way this man is shorter than Alexis Rocha. He's taller, he's bigger, and he looks heavier.
Well, right now it's Alexis Rocha in control. The first couple rounds, didn't it seem like Rocha was a little tentative still?
No, I didn't. That tentative is the wrong word.
What a word.
Careful.
He was careful.
Strategic. Trying to find a game plan. I don't think it was, no.
Okay.
There was no fear in him.
No, I didn't say, he just looked like he was holding back the first couple rounds, because against the Frederick Lawson fight, he just didn't look as comfortable.
Well, you're comparing Frederick Lawson to a man that has 20 knockouts and 27 fights.
So I'm saying it's like, where did that switch come where Rocha just said, forget it, I'm Alexis, BPD blank Rocha, let me take over.
BPD blank.
When did that happen in this fight?
It happened fast, and it happened in the second round once they landed with a body shot. Once he landed the body shot and Dominguez started complaining, Rocha knew this man doesn't like it to the body. No matter how much of a puncher he is, he can't take the punches downstairs.
The maturity and the growth of a fighter you're seeing in Alexis Rocha. Golden Boy's done a great job developing his career. he was fighting at the Velasco at the LA Fight Club, bringing him up, Fantasy Springs, fighting in Vegas, and just the growth. And they stayed with him with his loss to Rashidi Ellis. They stayed with him, lost to Giovanni Santillan, knowing that there's something in this man, and he's showing it tonight. It's not.
I want to see more of this Alexis Rocha. We've seen the volume puncher. We've seen the aggression. We've seen the vicious body punch. Okay, now we're seeing the boxer, the guy that can move on his feet, the guy that made him the youngest junior Olympic champion in the amateurs. You have to box to be a national champion, and you have to box to become a world champion. I want to see more of this.
Especially at 147 pound, which is a weight class that is open since Bud Crawford moved up. Remember, at one point, Rocha, there was talk that a couple years ago, maybe he'll fight Bud because he was becoming the mandatory.
No, right now I think...
Not that he was going to, but I think that was the projection that he was on.
Rocha should select his opponents just like he's changing his style in boxing. He needs to be very careful and calculating in how he looks at his next opponent. I don't think he should be looking at Bud or even Boots right now. He should be looking at other guys that are next.
Boots put on a heck of a show. You were there for that. And right now, Dominguez trying to close the round. Rocha turns him around, spins it, lands his 1-2, does Rocha.
Off the ropes, pivot, didn't go all the way to the center of the ring, held his own. This is great. This is great power boxing by Alexis Rocha we're seeing right now.
So you're saying not on the Boots level, but he's getting.
Not on Boots, but maybe on the Conor Ben level, maybe on the Mario Barrios level.
Look for the upper hook. 2 shots and that's it. Move. Get off the fucking ropes, okay? This man cannot hurt you. But that doesn't mean you're gonna stand in front of him. Be smart, use your fucking head.
Hey, dry him up. Dry him up.
No te andes sonando. Último asalto con todo.
With everything.
Vamos. Con todo.
Let's go with everything. Last round.
So Dominguez corner tells him everything. Hector Lopez tells Alexis, don't stand there.
Well, I mean, when you're controlling the fight pretty easily, dominating, you don't want to give a power puncher any kind of opportunity to land something big.
10th and final round, a very entertaining matchup between Alexis Rocha and Summer Dominguez.
Entertaining and, more importantly, Beto, educational. Because I needed to see this. We needed to see this from Alexis Rocha. Can he bounce back from a brutal beating that he took with Santillan? And can he come back and box beautifully like he's doing now? Yes, he can.
And as you say that, he gets tagged with a couple right hands from Dominguez. A desperate fighter now. That was low.
Okay, that was low.
All right. That wasn't over the Gordon.
I'm going to give a little time to hit him right here on the thigh. Okay. Cuidado acá. No, hey. Traes 5 minutes. Cuando estás listo. Okay, wait. Yeah. Summer might have things, so keep it up, all right? Let's go.
Summer didn't want the 5 minutes. He let's go.
They told Dominguez he had 5 minutes. He goes, no, vamos, yeah, let's go now.
Summer to me, I love watching him, man. He's fun. But Alexis Rocha has just been beautiful tonight.
Well, guess what? Dominguez is fun to watch. This version of Alexis Rocha is a lot more fun to watch, in my opinion. Just beautiful combinations. It's the footwork. It's the angles. He's using that southpaw advantage. Before, he never used the left-handed advantage on opponents. He stayed right in front of him, squared up, and went punch for punch. Now he's not.
Yeah. Golden Boy has a really good 147-pounder trained by Freddie Roach. For old Curiel, I can see him in the ring with one of these two.
I think there's a brighter future for Alexis Rocha after this. Bigger and better names. Curiel is the goods.
Maybe a Dominguez for Curiel?
Yes, there we go. That's better.
Yeah, with Virgil Ortiz at 54. 47 is good, man.
I think Alexis Rocha made a statement tonight. made a statement without even getting a knockout.
Absolutely.
This is much more impressive. This is much more educational. This is much more inspiring if you're a Rocha fan and if you're part of Team Rocha. We needed to see him come back from that brutal physical knockout loss of Santiago and come back and do this.
An uppercut from Rocha, 30 seconds to go in the fight.
He's gonna get a lot more going 10 rounds. Beautiful power boxing for 10 rounds than getting a knockout in half that distance.
Dominguez still working. 10 seconds to go in our main event. Alexis Rocha, Summer Dominguez. Good rounds in our main event. Hugs, respect between the two fighters. Summer wanted this fight, he got it. Rocha knew what was happening, they got it. And the fans got entertained. What a battle. What a good battle. Let's look at the replay from that round.
And it's boxing. Look at touching him up, touching him down, straight down the pipe with that left hand. Wasn't a power punch, it was an accurate punch. Dominguez clashing his fist, saying, come on, bring him more. Rocha denying him that. That is how you're in control. Rocha did that for 10 rounds. If I had to describe this performance by Alexis Rocha, I can do it in an emoji. The chef's kiss.
You don't know how to use Wi-Fi on a plane, but you know how to use emojis. All right. Always surprised me. The big fights keep coming. Stack Riyadh season is here. August 3rd from LA. Bud Crawford, Israel Madrimov for the WBA, WBO Interim World Super Welterweight titles. Available worldwide on DAZN. It was Dominguez's third fight on the Golden Boy card. I could definitely see him being used again. Scorecards are getting tallied up. And there you see Eric Gomez, Golden Boy president, talking to Summer. Mark Prado has the scorecards. I think we know where it's going to go. I want to see how the judges had it. And let's hear it.
Indio, California, let's make some noise. These two warriors win all 10 rounds with championship hardware on the line. We now go to the judges' scorecards. Fernando Villarreal scored at 98-92. Carla Caiz and Pat Russell each had it 99-91. All three judges in favor of your winner by unanimous decision. And the new WBO NABO welterweight champion from Santa Ana, California, Alexis Rocha.
Win number 25 for Alexis Rocha. Cielito Lindo plays inside of the venue. Heck of a battle between Rocha and Summer Dominguez. 10 hard-fought rounds. As Dominguez goes around and he wins some cheers from the crowd. It's good action. Good back and forth. We wanted to see what Alexis Rocha was going to evolve to. And we saw an excellent display from the man from Santa Ana, or as the locals call it, Santana. in Orange County. Let's get the highlights for our main event tonight.
Well, the highlights are going to be Dominguez putting the pressure, getting aggressive, trying to land that power, trying to impose his will and size on Alexis Rocha. And anytime Rocha got against the ropes, he gave him that opportunity. But those sneaky body shots right there, that got the attention of the bigger, stronger puncher in Dominguez. He didn't like those body shots, kept complaining of those body shots to the referee. But Rocha kept digging downstairs until he found gold. And shots like that, getting the respect of Dominguez, backing him up, but then pulling away. Getting those angles, pop shotting them. Look at this, this is beautiful boxing. This is what you do with a bull. You pick and poke at him, you aggravate him, and then you get out of there. Just a masterful matador type performance by Alexis Rocha, and we needed to see it. We needed to see this by Rocha, and we saw it.
We needed to see it as fans and commentators, and I think Alexis Rocha and his team needed to see if the 27-year-old had it, and he passed with flying colors tonight. Your winner in the main event on Golden Boy Fight Night, Alexis Rocha. And let's hear from Alexis, who's inside the ring right now with Brandy Flores.
Lex, congratulations on your win. What do you think of your performance tonight?
First off, I just want to thank God. Without him, this wouldn't be possible. I want to thank Golden Boy Promotions. Appreciate all the love, guys. Eric Gomez, appreciate it. I want to thank DAZN for putting me on the main event. I want to thank all my crowd that came over here, support me. I want to thank my team, Hector Lopez, Robert Villaseñor, Abraham Lopez, Cesar Campos, Jose Carrera, Brian Pinzon, Robert Mendoza. I just want to thank everyone, appreciate it. But yeah, it was a good fight. I wanted to show that I can't just bang, I could box. I knew this guy was gonna come, and I knew this guy was gonna bring it. Fighting his game plan would have been to just bang it away. That's what he seemed to me. I wanted to prove to myself that I could box, and I believe I showed it.
You've been all about personal growth, growing. You kind of touched on it just a bit. What do you like the most about what you did tonight when it comes to your growth as a professional boxer?
Yeah, just all around improving. And like I said, I wanted to show that I could box. He hit me a couple times, and that was my fault being on the ropes. I was being a little too dumb there. My coach is yelling at me, don't fucking stay on the ropes. But yeah.
You've talked a lot about this fight being the fight where you make a statement. What kind of statement do you think you made tonight?
I think a statement shows that no matter what adversity you can have, you can be resilient and keep moving forward. And that's what I showed today. I had a guy coming forward who was very, very hard. He was tough as hell. And I can just show that bad night was just a bad night. That's it. I can go on, and I'm going on for bigger and better things.
The ups and downs, you stayed with the same team. They believed in you. We've seen you develop and grow with the same team. Why is that so important for you?
That's important. Many fighters have egos, and if it doesn't go their way, they go out looking, just somewhere else. But I believe I have great communication with my whole team, and that's all it comes down to, just communicating with them and just believing in them, because they sure as hell believe in me.
In that loss to Santiago, you were knocking on the door to compete for a world title. At this point, with one...
I'm still there, baby. Let's go!
My bad. So you believe you're still there. Glad you could confirm that. What?
I'm still there, baby. I've been knocking on the door. I'm one step ahead. I'm just letting my promoters go. What was that? Thank you, guys. And ya saben. ¡Arriba México, cabrones!
Back to you guys.
Well, he's still there, Sergio Mora, in his opinion.
Yeah, and he proved it. We needed to see that. And I was touching on Beta how brilliantly he boxed. I didn't see that, on his come up. That was a game plan tonight. He had to box against a power puncher, and he had to do it for the extent of the entire fight, and he did it. We needed to see that, Beto, and he did it. Passed it with flying colors. Alexis Rocha is back. He is back.
He said, I want to leave a legacy for my future kids. I want them to know what their dad was all about as a fighter. He doesn't pay much attention to social media, actually doesn't use it that often. And so he doesn't worry about the naysayers. He keeps his team tight, he keeps his circle really small. And this young man is also realistic about what he has in his career, but the confidence and the ability and what he showed tonight, that's what was impressive. The CompuBox numbers for him were all on the side of Alexis Rocha, landing 34% of the final punch stats, over 500 punches thrown for Alexis Rocha. Was aggressive, he was throwing the combinations. That's what you like to see. You wanted some of that.
I wanted to see that, but I also want him to get back to the middle of the ring. I want to see boxing.
Yes, you did.
We're not seeing a lot of boxing from Rocha when he's having success on the inside, having the success in the body. He was hurting Dominguez to the body. So the old Rocha would have stayed there. The new Rocha got back to the middle of the ring, sticking to the game plan and frustrating the bull. That's what was really impressive here, Beto.
All right, Rocha gets the victory tonight. How did the fight card look that started earlier this evening? Brian Lua, Chavez, Flores, Morales, and Rocha, all victories on Golden Boy Fight Night from Indio, California.
In the city of lights, where champions are made, two unstoppable forces are set to collide. Virgil Ortiz Jr., an undefeated force of nature, a gladiator with a singular mission: to dominate. Serhiy Bohachuk, a warrior from Ukraine, forged in the fires of conflict, unyielding, unstoppable. 44 knockouts and 45 victories, an explosive showdown that will shake the boxing world.
Virgil Ortiz never faces a punch like me. Meet me in the middle of the ring. This fight, it's horrible. This fight's gonna be a bloodbath.
On August 10th, the world will witness the ultimate battle: Bohachuk versus Ortiz Jr.
That's a battle at 154. You'll see that August 10th from the Mandalay Bay in Vegas. That's 154, but what's going on at 47? Well, where's Alexis Rocha? He's right there at 10. Who could he be fighting there? You said not Boots, but maybe Mario Barrios?
Mario Barrios, I think that's an excellent fight. Stay away from Norman Jr. I think Santiago doesn't make sense right now. Look, the 147 division is going to open up. Crawford's going to be moving up to 154. Spence, he's already been a little bit damaged, right?
Yeah.
I think the new crop is coming. Boots is the future. Stanionis is there. Barrios, I think he fits in perfectly right there between Barrios and Stanionis.
And Shakram Joseph, also a good one. A Venetian who recently lost to Boots. You never know. You can see that. It's a lot of different options for Alexis Rocha because of the way that he looked tonight. What impressed you the most, Sergio?
Intelligence.
Okay.
Intelligence, man. I mean, powerful aggression, the fact that he stuck to a game plan. Just when Dominguez started landing shots, getting him against the corner, what did he do? He pivoted, got right back to the middle. I want to see that from power boxers. I want to see that from fighters that are accustomed to being flat-footed. Alexis Rocha is a power volume puncher, right? And he goes down to the body. Now he was a boxer. He was nifty and swift on his feet. He was boxing, but intelligence. That's what I liked about him.
So win number 25 for the 27-year-old Alexis Rocha. He looked really good in our main event on Golden Boy Fight. An action-packed card. Friday night action from Indio, California. It was so good. All right. Do you have fun?
I'm excited, man.
You have fun?
I can keep going. Adrenaline's through the roof.
Yeah, but we're going to go see what's going on the View of the 12th floor for everybody behind the scenes. And Joe Gonzalez, producing extraordinaire, for Brandy Flores and my partner, the Land Snake, Sergio Mora. I'm Beto Duran. Thank you for watching Golden Boy Fight Night in Indio, California.